I am John Adams, blunt, stubborn, and the indispensable voice for independence in the Continental Congress. He called me obnoxious and disliked. I call it telling the truth. Facts are stubborn things, and whatever may be our wishes or inclinations, they cannot alter the state of facts. In other words, friend, facts do not care about our feelings. While Jefferson penned the Declaration, I drove the debate, won the votes, and dared to speak when others hesitated. I stood on principle, even when it cost me popularity. I never stood alone. My Abigail, my conscience, my counselor, carried the burdens of home while steadying my heart with her wisdom. I became vice president, then president, but my proudest title is always patriot. Now the charge is yours. Guard liberty well, for once lost, it is lost forever.
Here we go again.
You can come in. Come on in. My proudest legacy will be that of peacemaker.
Peacemaker and unifier. Beautiful. Together with like-minded leaders, we have a voice. Is it safe?
It is safe.
Everyone wants to know. So here it is. Hi, Mr. President. Congratulations.
Did you watch it?
I did not. Yeah, I will see it on the news.
This is the world that you know. The world as it was at the end of the 20th century. It exists now only as part of a neural interactive simulation that we call the Matrix. You've been living in a dream world, Neo. This is the world.
Turn the cameras on, we're going live tonight. American pride and patriot fight. The white rabbit has taken flight. Knock, knock, sleepy Neo, this is for real. We're swallowing red pills left and right. Come and overdose with us Tuesday night. They say we're crazy, say we've gone too far, but we're just truth seekers under the dome. Don't be mad at us, Google Chrome. They laugh, they mock, they think we're insane. Please just use your effing brain. This is the UPC, where real Americans are standing up, taking control of the matrix we keep dying for. You don't like it, you can leave. If you wanna complain, call the damn 6 screens, cause we're already detached from deep state machines. They say we're crazy, they say I've gone too far, ready to drown us with feathers and tar. If you're still in our country, we haven't gone far enough. They love to hate us, thinking we've gone insane, but we could care less, they don't know our pain. This is the UPC, where real Americans are standing up, taking control of the matrix. 'cause I'm anti-Semitic too. This is the UPC where real Americans are standing up, taking control of the matrix we keep dying for. If you don't like it, you can leave. If you wanna complain, call the damn six screens, 'cause we're already detached from deep state machines.
Hey, Jimmy.
Good evening, Miss Ruby. How the hell are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys? And chat too. Hi, chat.
Yes. Good evening, chat. Well, welcome everybody back to the UPC. It's good to see you guys here this evening. I'm just going to tell you, I'm having to. I was telling Ruby a second ago. I had to calm myself down because I am effing ready to go off tonight, and I'm gonna try to be cool about this and try to be diplomatic or whatever, but I may lose my cool later this evening. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna put it out there.
And remember last week I did the same thing. I was like, hold on, I think I get too excited. Let me calm down.
Because some of the stuff I've seen this past week, especially coming from those who subscribe to the liberal point of view, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice right now. I'm gonna be nice. What you got, Ruby?
Well, were you, and Rosie said this in the chat too. Thank you, Rosie. I love you for that comment, because she said when she was listening to the John Adams clip, it sounded, to her, it sounded a lot like me. So if you heard what John Adams, and I know that that's like a modern take on it, but I was just about to say, yo, I'm John Adams. John Adams is me. Like everything that he was saying in that clip was
no, you can't claim that all to yourself. You know why? Because
yes, I know.
As the John Adams clip was playing, I wrote some stuff down that was said.
Oh my God. And you said that last week too.
I said blunt. He said blunt and stubborn. They called him obnoxious. He was disliked. And then it said, facts are a stubborn thing and it doesn't care about your feelings. So when I was listening, we're all John Adams.
Yes, we are. We got somebody backstage. Let's see. And I see your comments too. Let me know if you guys can hear me or Jimmy, because I did hear. I see Dehydrated Nurse said that your voice is way louder than mine's, but on my settings, everything is high, and Jimmy's is actually a little lower. So that's weird.
I just hit mute. Let me see something here.
I could edit your mic settings too, but it's perfect.
All right. How's that? Is that better?
Hopefully
Testing,
it is. How about mine? No, you sound loud. You sound great. I'm just worried about me because I'm on a laptop, so I don't know.
Oh, I can hear you fine. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, good. So Bo is backstage, but you gotta connect your device. So try to hop off and hop back on because I didn't connect correctly. I don't know. Aw, Debbie says that I look especially beautiful tonight. Aw, that's because I didn't brush my hair. And it's crazy. But thank you, Debbie. Aw. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna kick Bo off the backstage. No offense, but he has to come back on. Try again. Okay. All right, guys. Oh, yeah. So before we start, I do want to just acknowledge everybody who is in the up north, who is dealing with the weather, with the HARP weather that's going on right now. I want to acknowledge you guys and say that I am with you in spirit, but we are in the sunshine state, very warm right now. I mean, it's cold outside, but it's not as bad as up there. So I just want to say, I'm praying for y'all.
Yeah, everyone is north of you, Ruby, pretty much.
Yeah, like literally everybody who's watching right now, I'm so sorry that the weather machines got you good, man.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you what, and we're going to talk about a little bit about that. But last week, before it actually started to do anything, I saw chemtrails in the sky. I saw them, and there were a lot of other videos coming in from Delaware, Jersey, Connecticut, Virginia. Everybody was filming all these chemtrails in the sky. And so if you're a person out there that thinks that us conspiracy theorists are stupid and ignorant for believing in chemtrails, I'm sorry to say you're very uneducated. Just saying. That's me being nice. That's me being nice.
Yeah, but you know what? DeSantis actually already passed that. He stopped it in Florida. So if it didn't exist, then why would he pass a law stopping it? You know what I'm So that kind of confirms that it does exist and it happens all the time. So I think we're on the same page with that, right? Chat, like let me know how you guys feel about that. I think we're on the same page. We talked about this before. So
I will tell you though, I went ahead and prepped. You know, I'm a prepper anyway. So I went out and got a few other things that I needed, and I was good to go. I was waiting for not having power for like a week. You know, I've said before, you could drop me in the middle of the woods and I'd be good for a month with all the stuff that we have here. Even if we lost power, I was still going to be okay. So I was thankful we didn't lose power, but then there was a part of me, I was like, man, I didn't have my chance to shine. I didn't have my chance to whip out all my prep stuff. But hey, it's still the middle of winter. We'll see what happens. See what they try to do to us next. They say there's another storm coming through this weekend, but I don't know yet. So
wow.
But it's cold. The lake outside here. We live next to a lake, and it's completely frozen over right now. So yeah.
Wow. So you could go ice skating on it like a whole.
No. It's only probably that thick.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
Yeah, it's not all the way good enough for a human to get on there yet. So, but yeah, it's cold. Yeah. It's cold.
All right. So now that we got that through, if you guys have been on the internet or watching the news, you have seen, and we'll talk about it a little bit more. Like I said in the title, tensions continue because there was another shooting with the anti-ICE. I listen, I think that this is all like paid. They're paid to create chaos and make the news. I don't even think we have any more organic news anymore. I think they are paid to start causing trouble to make the news. So I feel as if this is all staged in a sense.
That's what I said from the very beginning with Renee Good. So, and then of course people want to hate on us because we have that viewpoint. And did you want to say anything about that? Because, you know, like Adam said, you know, people looked at him as being blunt and stubborn, obnoxious, and he was disliked. So apparently there's some certain individuals out there that they don't like what we say. And you know what I say to that? Turn the freaking show off if you don't like what we say. You know where we stand. You know what we support. Instead of you belly aching and coming in the comment section and writing us a freaking paragraph on your feelings, turn the effing show off and go do something else with your life. Sorry. Again, I'm being nice tonight.
Yeah, and I mean we did touch on it last week, and I just kind of feel like if you're gonna write an essay about how much you dislike what you're watching, then why watch it? I mean, and not only that, but it starts off with this passive aggressiveness that I've seen before, is nothing new. But then at the very bottom, you know, poor Miss Bonnie, I'm so sorry that you feel this way, that she goes on to say in the latest comment that not only that, you know, like, I can't stand you for my opinion on Renee Good, but I actually hate you. And that is an actual quote from the comment that she left there. And that, when you throw the H word, that to me is kind of heavy. It's kind of big. Like, my mom raised me believing that that word is very heavy. If you're going to use that word, you better be careful with it, because hate is a bad quality. Basically, it can lead to a lot of other things that are it goes downhill from there. You know what I'm saying? So to harbor a hatred or so much of a dislike for somebody that you have to type it out and say, I hate you for your opinions, that's very communist in my opinion. Like, this is the reason why we are in a free country, that we have the right to be wrong, to have wrong opinions, to say what we want to say. Am I wrong? I don't know, chat. Let me know how you feel about this, because in my opinion, even if it is the nastiest thing somebody can say or have the most disgusting view, they still have the right to have it. Now, whether it's right or wrong, I'm not saying I'm the judge of that. I'm not saying like I'm more morally correct than somebody else because I believe this. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of vibes that I'm getting from Bonnie. It's like she probably feels maybe better than those who have different opinions than her. And that's kind of sad. And I'm sorry that she feels that way. But to write that out, I don't think it's healthy. So I'm sorry to Miss Bonnie, but it is not healthy to harbor those types of feelings for somebody that you've never met before. Like, this is the internet.
Or never even interacted with, never came on stage, never said anything, never had a personal conversation with me, never had one with you. It's just all internet crap. And it's funny to me because I've been doing this since March of 2020. And I have had some very heated conversations with some individuals over the years. Some that I also consider very close friends. And I mean, it got to a point, at some points, it was very, very heated. But not once did I invalidate what they were saying, or I let them express how they felt, hear them out, listen to their opinion. I'll debate them on that. But not once have I ever said, I hate you because of your opinion. So what's that say about someone that does that? I'll let you guys decide for yourself and talk about that.
Probably low IQ.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And we're gonna tonight's outro video or the song tonight is going to be called Blissfully Blind.
Nice.
And that's how a lot of these folks out here right now, especially with the news going on, they're blissfully blind. So you'll just want to stick around and hear that song at the end of the show tonight.
I will. When you guys were talking about the shooting and stuff, I wanted to say something, but obviously I was having technical difficulties on my side. Sorry about that, guys. Somebody pointed this out to me, and I didn't realize this. So all the shooting, and I've been watching all the stuff going on with the fighting, the finger biting, the extra shooting. The very first shooting, though, what I did not catch was the symbolism on the day. 32 days was the exact time from, and they said it on like national television. Oh, this is 30. This is the day of our. Oh, what's the gentleman's name? The first time they had the shooting there, the guy they burned all the cities down for.
Oh, George Floyd.
Yeah, they said, from George Floyd being shot to this date, when this time of the year, it's been 32. 32 and 33, when they are announced on national television, those are Masonic numbers, and they are telling you something. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I did not catch that. Jimmy, did you?
Yeah, when we first heard about it, I caught that.
Yeah, Ruby?
Not with George, but I did hear that theory with Renee saying that they were born like 32 days apart from each other or something like that. And that it also happens to be around the same block that the incident with George Floyd happened. And they're saying like that, of course, that's not a coincidence. Why would they be causing chaos around the same block that they did in 2020? It's almost like the same playbook, but they're actually getting, they're getting caught out here. Like, Renee got a bullet. Alex, his name is Alex.
Ready.
I forgot his last. Yeah, so they're actually getting shot out here. And that's why I feel like this is all kind of staged, is because that's what's going to get people's emotions riled up, and they're going to take to the streets. And it's like, that's exactly what they want you to do. Stop doing what they want you to do. I feel like I want to scream to these people, like, stay home. Who goes to a protest with a concealed weapon?
They're all being paid.
Yeah, but don't bring a gun though.
All right, so let's do this real quick. I'm gonna make my screen bigger because of what Bo has been saying here about the paid thing. I was gonna go in and do some news blast stuff, but since we're talking about this Minnesota crap, let's go ahead and talk about it real quick.
Sorry, did I throw things out of the?
No. This is what's cool. This is what's cool about our show. We have an outline, but we bounce around. So we let it flow organically.
Yeah,
we're not paid to do it a certain way.
Yeah, we were actually thinking about signing up for the protesting because somebody was saying they're paying you $1,000 a day or something crazy.
Yeah.
No,
And I was like, wow, you're gonna pay me $1,000 a day to wear blue hair and yell crazy things? I'm just kidding. I would never do that. I was being sarcastic.
All right.
I know, but I've seen it too, and I'm sorry. Don't do it.
Yeah.
So since Bo says something about being paid, we've talked about George Soros and his foundations paying people for stuff, and this is what I wanted to share. Is my thing okay? It's sharing. Okay, cool. So let me play this real quick, and then we'll talk about it. Let me get that back over here.
Here's the most important part of this whole thing. Here's the most important part of this whole thing. Unreported. Okay, there is a man in Shanghai, China, an American citizen. His name is Neville Roy Singham. He works with the Beijing government. He is funneling millions of dollars into the United States of America through 501s like Party for Socialism and Liberation, Democratic Socialists of America, Minnesota Immigration Rights Action Committee. There he is, okay? Connecticut-born, 71 years old, billionaire tech guy. He is funneling money here to these radical organizations who are then agitating professional people, communists mostly, because Singham's a communist, all right, to go in and foster rebellion. You heard that story reported? That is absolutely true. The man has been investigated by the FBI in the past, this Singham character, okay? This isn't some organic thing. This is a foreign power, Beijing, using this American citizen who lives openly in Shanghai in luxury, knowing that this man is funneling tens of millions, probably more, into this country to try to destroy the government. What the deuce is that? Where are you, New York Times? All right? That's the second part of the story. There's a local federal story, and there's the international story. And I've had it. You don't like what I'm saying? Blank you, because I'm telling you the truth.
Can I say something that's going to sound really stupid, but kind of caught my eye?
Yeah.
I mean, it's really going to sound dumb, but I'm going to say it anyways. The guy they just showed, okay, and his outfit and everything, he looks like the Austin Powers villain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. When I looked at him, the only thing that spoke to me, vibe-wise, was pedo. I mean,
that definitely that too.
That I mean, I could be wrong. He may not be, but he has the looks of one. So
Really?
Well, communist. So I mean,
yeah. So
you're
one
communist,
important,
you're pro. You know what?
Yeah. So one important
Communist Manifesto. Sorry.
Exactly. One important thing that he said, he's like, this is part of the story. He said you have your local and your federal part of the story, and then you have the international side of the story. And I think this is the point that a lot of Americans are missing because they're just so focused on the local federal story that they have no freaking clue what's going on behind the scenes on a much bigger picture. Because we know that there are other deep state governments that want to bring down the Republic of the United States. and they're going to do everything they possibly can to make that happen. And it wasn't until, here we go, it wasn't until the corruption and the fraud with the daycares and everything else, all of that started hitting the news and hitting X and TikTok and even making it to the mainstream media. And then all of a sudden, we have riots again. And the thing is if you look at it, do you think ICE is only operating in Minnesota right now? The answer to that is no. They are operating all throughout the country. But why is it just Minneapolis you're hearing about? Why are they pushing that so hard? Because it's an effing cover-up for the fraud and corruption and the politicians that have been allowing that to happen and not doing their damn jobs upholding the Constitution. So, yeah, okay. Go ahead.
You're going to get into signal. Sorry, Ruby.
Sorry, Bo. No, I was going to ask you a question, actually, because respectfully, I have read the Communist Manifesto, and I don't remember reading anything about their approval of maps, basically. Do you know what that is? Like pedo stuff. If you couldn't, can you kind of like elaborate that?
So I when I said it's part of their manifesto, I don't mean the actual book.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying the actual like what communist, like, okay, so for an example, if you go and you look up history, like I'll give your audience an example. So History on Fire has a section where they talk about the actual physical recorded abuse that they did to the Christian population when they took over. There is documents, like, for an example, this is graphic and I don't know how to say this, but there was a grandmother that was recorded yelling at her grandson to rape that Christian girl and was watching it. And this is a recorded historical event. And they tortured, and they did this on a regular basis. And they especially went after Christians. They would rape Christian girls, they would kill them, and they would take priests out, they would melt gold, pour it on their heads. And these things were all documented. Like the Communist Party has killed more Christians and violated them physically. I mean, the only other group that comes close would probably be maybe the Mongols.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
And for historical reference, on what Bo just said, look up the Bolshevik Revolution and look what those Bolsheviks did to people in Russia.
Okay, so I've heard of that one. So thank you, Bo, for bringing up that. I'm going to research that. You see, this is why I love having other people on here, because I would have never known that if it wasn't for you sharing. So thank you for sharing.
I'll email you one of those episodes. That way you can get it. And it's all historical perspective. It's not like hearsay. But I will tell you, it is graphic.
Wow, that's sad. That's sad. Thank you, though. We got Nixon Presley on the stage and Gail. Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hey, guys.
Hi. I wanted to agree with Jimmy because I was going to say the same thing, that I think this whole thing is a distraction to keep off the fraud and the Somalian stuff that's going on. Do you know who Kyle Wagner is?
No.
You've got to Google him. We're on the show. He's one of the top Antifa guys. You wouldn't believe what he's telling all the protesters to do. He's disgusting. He dresses in women's clothes. He wears a lot of disguises. Yeah, you should Google him now. His name is Kyle Wagner, and he's really pushing the limit with what the protesters should be doing. He's saying despicable things. I just wanted to hope you guys can Google him while we're on the show and see for yourself who this clown is.
Let's see here. Minnesota Antifa member claims he's on the run. We've got new. Go away.
Yep.
Go away.
Yep.
It's Kyle Wagner.
Oh, and I got stuff popping up on my screen.
He is gross.
Okay. Dang on, go away, ads. Well, that just sucks.
I know, right? I hate that.
Let me go back here.
Okay.
I see sneakers.
Yeah, that's the ad that doesn't want to go away.
Comfort shoes. Oh, here he is. He's gross. What do you hear him?
Who see this are really scared that their husbands are going to go. I'm Kyle. I'm Antifa, and everybody in my DMs and calling me and blowing me up, I love all of you. I understand that the women who see this are really scared that their husbands are going to go and not come back, and that's real. And I am very sorry, ladies, that is what is happening. But I don't understand how you're struggling to follow that they're going to keep killing us if we don't end this. And we can't end this without good men in the streets, armed and ready to protect innocent people from being gunned down by these masked murderers, these fascist occupiers. I need boots on the ground, and I need them prepared to do what needs to be done so that this does not cost more innocent lives. We do not have any more time to let this drag out. I know it sucks, but this is the Iron Front. It's an individual choice. There are no generals in this fight.
Notice the Iron Front.
Oh, they shut that off?
You know what? These people that are doing this and what this guy, they think they're living in a freaking video game.
Yeah.
I mean, they think they're living in a damn video game. They think this is Call of Duty or whatever. They have no clue that they're pawns. They are pawns for the deep state. And when you're playing chess, who are the first people to die? The pawns.
Yeah.
And these people, this guy calling for people, he's going to get somebody out there that is low IQ, doesn't know what's going on, only bases their opinion on how they feel about something. And that guy's rhetoric, along with Tim Walz's rhetoric, James Frey or whatever, Jacob Frey, whatever his name is, they are going to cause the death of the innocent people that they're trying to say they protect. These people are going to get their asses kicked, and that's what's happened with these individuals that got shot. Okay, so I'm going to say it. I don't like any loss of life, okay, because there's families involved, there's kids involved, there's things like that. The people had a life. I may not agree with their lifestyle. I may not agree with their political views, but I don't think anybody should die.
Right.
However, when you're being stupid and putting yourself in a position where you could have easily stayed home, you could have minded your own business, let law enforcement do their damn job and get the criminals out that you're protecting. You're protecting fucking criminals by out there doing this. I'm sorry. So if you're going to put hands on an officer, or if you're not going to obey law enforcement and you have some physical altercation with them, again, you're going to FAFO, and that's what these people are starting to find out. You know, I'm sorry. You're not being a freaking hero on the Iron Front line. You're being an idiot, useful pawn. Sorry. I had to say
No, that was right on, Jimmy.
Yeah, that was good, Jimmy. There's a lot of heart coming out of that.
Can I add something to what Jimmy said?
Yes.
I agree with Jimmy. Jimmy, I agree with you. I just want to modify two things that you said.
Okay.
You said he could have stayed home, and he doesn't have to. The American tradition is of protest, peaceful protest. He could have stayed on the sidewalk.
Oh yeah, you could have.
And another thing is, you use the word pawn. I would like to maybe introduce the word useful idiot. You probably said that.
I said
Forgive
that.
me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And Lenin had useful idiots. They infiltrated everything. He was probably the most powerful communist in the first part of the 20th century. He was so dynamic as a communist leader. I think the communists haven't been successful because the world has not seen such a devilish form of human being. This guy was the real McCoy. I would invite everybody to go watch this movie on YouTube. I've always talked about it since I was a little kid because I remember it, 1975. I remember it. We were Jehovah's Witnesses, and 1975 was so fascinating, even for a little kid. Cambodia, the fall of Phnom Penh in Cambodia, 1975, the Cambodian boat people. Do you know the word Angkor in Khmer, in in the Khmer language, in the Cambodian language, you know what the word Angkar is?
No.
No, I've never
It
heard of it.
means organization. Organization. When you watch that movie in the fall of Phnom Penh under Pol Pot regime in 1974, 1975, 1976, The Killing Fields. Not the movie The Killing Fields. That's different. That won Oscars and everything.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah, but this is more of a cinematic portrayal of what happened in 1975 in The Killing Fields. Now, and it goes into the communist lingo, the indoctrination when they go into the concentration camps and the re-education centers, and they give the overnight speeches just on the loudspeakers over and over, you know, like, yes, we can. All those communists that the Democrats use, those droning voices. But the word Angkar, when they start talking about organization, I swear to God, I was in a Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses. The way they talk about the organization of Angkar, of Phnom Penh, of the Khmer Rouge, it's just like any cult talks about their cult. You got to go see it. It's Cambodia, 1975. It's on everybody who escaped a cult should watch those movies, because the language, it changes from Soviet, Russian to American to English to Mexican to Spanish, everything.
Wow.
But it's all the same. It's all a cult. It's whether it's religious, business, science, everything is a cult. They're not open to any reasonable ideas.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I want to say one thing too. I said 2 weeks ago that I am in complete support of what ICE is doing by rounding up criminal elements in our country. I'm still 100% in favor of that. However, there are always bad apples in a group. And so I seen two things this week that I didn't agree with. And it was something that the ICE agents did. Now, I think it was last night, they had protests outside of the hotel where the ICE agents were staying. And apparently one of the agents was up on the top floor, the big old window. They were drinking beer and looking down. And one of them turned around and mooned the protesters. I think that's wrong. I don't think that should have been done. I think that's agitating the crowd. So I don't agree with that. Also, I saw another, allegedly, they say it was an ICE agent. I have to be careful with that because I can't prove that it was an actual agent, but they said it was. So go with that. But he said something about erasing the person's voice. And if that is a legit ICE agent, then I disagree with that as well. So I think,
what does that mean?
In the context that it was done, it was basically, it sounded like a threat to the person that was, you know, he said something about backup or whatever. The guy was sitting in his car. And the reason I say allegedly said it was an ICE agent is because you can go out and you can get stuff that says ICE. You can make yourself look like. So I don't know if that was a legit agent that was saying that, or if that was staged just so they could get that on social media and be like, hey, look at this ICE agent saying, you know, if I don't do this, he's going to erase my voice. So I don't know about that. But if it's true, I don't agree with that behavior. And going back to what JG said, 58, that man was murdered by a group of thug ICE agents. Okay, first off, do you know that a week ago, Alex Preddy was involved with ICE and he got his rib broke because of an altercation he had with them then? It seems to me that he would have learned the first time and wouldn't have put himself in harm's way. Thug ICE agents. Like I said, there could be a handful that are kind of drunk on power. Yes, that's a very, very, very good possibility. But when you lay your hands on a law enforcement officer and you're resisting arrest or obstructing justice, they have every legal right to defend themselves. So you should have the decency to condemn what's being reported in the media. How many times have I always said that I can't believe what's been reported in the media? How many times have we said what's being reported in the media is to shape your view? They want you to believe what they're showing you.
Right. So we have to keep that in mind.
Yeah. And to say the videos are self-evident, not really. Because if we go back to George Floyd, there was one video showing him with a full head of hair, and then there was another video showing him on the ground where he was bald. So explain that if the videos are self-evident. Sorry.
Well, but with the situation with Alex, I think a lot of people are getting emotional was because he was supposedly helping another person. I saw that in the clip. But as soon as they went down to the floor and the ICE agents put their hands on you, that's when you immediately de-escalate, put your hands up and just stop. Just stop moving. He didn't do that. He continued to resist and move. And then when they saw that he had a concealed weapon, that's it. That's all the police needs to know. You have a weapon and you're not following orders. That is a threat to them. It doesn't have to be verbal. They see it. They're like, stop it. And his hands were not up. His hands were down. They're not going to take a chance to find out what is he going to do with his hands. Absolutely not. If he would have stopped, had his hands up and just laid there, nothing would have happened. He would still be alive today.
And
that's
Ruby,
what's happening in these
and
protests.
And with communists, you got to remember the ends justify the means. They hate America as founded, so the rules don't apply. That's why you see Joe Biden, he's sucking on ice cream. He left the southern border open. Barack Obama and Bill Clinton are mad at him, at Donald Trump, who's trying to clean up the illegals. But the people who left the border open and caused all this, they're eating ice cream. They're having a gay old time. Pardon my pun, my language. But
so accurate.
Because, they're having a gay old party because their absence of law. They're the men of lawlessness. Mm-hmm. They don't like the Constitution as founded. In Phnom Penh, this is what's happened. You're describing this pendulum. Look at what happened in Arizona today when that Democrat was calling these girls that took pictures with ICE, you dirty little C words. The pendulum in the spirit of America can swing very fast. For example, look at what happened in Phnom Penh when the fall of the capitalist forces in 1973, 1974, and the communists took over in the Khmer Rouge. In 2 years, they killed like 2 to 3 million people. Mm-hmm. I mean, in an instant. That's how fast the pendulum can swing. If we lose freedom here, it's going to be a bloodbath of orgy against us.
Exactly.
What we don't do to our Democrat brothers, they will abort us door to door.
Yeah.
So you guys know.
Go ahead, Bo.
I was going to say, you guys are aware that they caught the streaming system and that good old Waltz is being accused of giving ICE information and their information to I forgot what the group, Antifa, and they were actually caught setting up assassinations, and they actually tried to do an assassination on O'Keefe. They tried to actually kill him, and it was recorded.
James O'Keefe.
Yeah. So and then he showed the little like image of them trying to kill him. So what I'm trying to get at is this isn't just protesters. This is super organized. Like we're talking about, we have a governor who has given your federal information over to these Antifa members who are communists. Like I mean, we don't need to hide what they are. They're communists. There's a communist party and is actively trying to kill members of our government and tools of our government. They're exposing the fraud. So I'm not surprised that the violence is there. I'm honestly shocked it hasn't got worse. I really think that it's going to move to a new level. I think that this is only the beginning, and I think that they're going to start moving because I think that they're getting desperate. I think Trump is surrounding them. He's taking their money. He's exposing their connections, their groups. And now we're getting to the point where what have we all found out? We know about the cartels. We know about the Mexican mafia. And now we're finding about the European groups. Now we're found about Doge. We found out about what's the overseas group that Trump just put down that removed their, I forgot the name of it, the one that's at the World Economic Forum.
Or the WHO. He's got all the WHO.
The Board of Peace you're talking about?
No, I cannot remember. We talked so much about it yesterday. I can't believe I forgot what their actual name is. I apologize, guys.
I think
Davos.
Davos, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
you think about like every aspect of monstrous money has been cut left and right. And I think that this is the local fraud is the last thing they have. And I think that this is a dying snake and it's going to strike and it's going to strike hard.
Yeah, I mean, I've been telling folks for a long time now. You know, the deep state, the globalist new world order, these people, they've lost the information war. They've lost it. They can't push their agenda like they used to be able to across social media. It's not happening. And every time something comes out on the news, you have the digital soldiers out there that are debunking things as quick as it comes out on the news. So they have to take it to the next level. And, you know, their next level is they want a civil war and they got to spark it. They got to try to get it going somehow. Yep. And for folks that don't remember, you know, look up the phrase color revolution.
Oh, yes. We talked about this.
Yeah, we talked about this before. And, you know, it's kind of funny because I'm sitting here looking at the AI overview and it says, this is kind of funny at the beginning, a color revolution is a largely non-violent, popular uprising or protest movement aimed at overthrowing an existing government, usually in post-Soviet states or the former Yugoslavia. Characterized by specific colors or symbol, these movements use mass demonstrations, civil disobedience, and social media to demand democratic reform, often in response to alleged electoral fraud. Let's read that sentence again and think about the situation we're seeing today. Characterized by specific colors or symbols, these movements use mass demonstrations, civil disobedience, and social media to demand democratic reform, often in response to alleged electoral fraud. But in this case, we have all the corruption and fraud in Minneapolis. And so what these folks do is they will have these big protests. It's happened. You can look at it in history. It's happened. They have these huge protests, but then you have some agitators in there that will start shooting or whatever, and it kills one of the protesters. And then the group that's doing the protest and start blaming it on, oh, look what the government did to the people protesting. It's the same damn playbook, people. Why can't you see that? You got Renee Good and Petty. They're the pawns. Now you got the mass people saying, oh, look what the government did. Look what these ICE agents did. It's the same playbook.
Yeah.
And Jimmy,
money.
And it could be some of the it could be some of the spies, the Bureau of Investigations. It could be some of the spy agencies.
Yeah, usually CIA could be all over this.
Yeah, and I meant international spy station because it could be different governments. Like a cultural revolution. I remember when we were younger, there was Václav Havel in Hungary. There was Lech Walesa in Poland, the Solidarity movement. These were legitimate, popular, but they were taken over. So these spy agencies infiltrated, and they could kill somebody, like Jimmy says, and then you have anarchy. And out of anarchy comes the people like Lenin. They use the useful idiots to do their bidding, and then they're there to create a dictatorship of the proletariat. Those are the real communists, the ones who are really running it. They just use these people on the street as useful idiots.
And what is the first thing that they do every single time they take over? They wipe out the useless idiots.
Yeah.
I mean, it's over and over and over again, and it's really sad that people in America have access to all this information. Like everything we said, it will literally take you 20 seconds to look up each little point. And you can find out if it's true or not. It's that simple and that easy. And these people, I'm sorry, I know it's rude, but you're ignorant. If you're just going to sit there and you're going to say, well, that's not true. Oh, the rainbow means this and that means that. And then you can say, no, it comes from this. It comes from here. Here's the literature. This is where it's from. This is the word. the thing about these cult groups and communist groups is they take terms and they change them and constantly change them. But that way you can't adapt and you don't know what they're saying because it's constantly changing the language. They do not want stability. And that's part of their language is that way. Their behavior is that way. Their relationships are like that. I mean, look at the women who are part of the Democrat Party. What do they want? They want a man who acts like a woman, and they want to have the position of a man and have a woman act like a man. Like everything is so reversed and backwards and doesn't make any sense. You hate men and we're the hierarchy, but you want to cut your hair, you want to wear suits, and you want to have our jobs and act like men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget, I'm sorry. Don't forget, everybody, the midterms are coming up in 12 days. And they want a government shutdown also. That's what the Democrats are already screaming for, another shutdown. And I circle back to what Jimmy said. I think this is all done by design. And the level of violence is getting really bad. And I think what Bo said is correct, but it's already starting to get bad because these people will live and die for this cause, and it's really scary. But the most interesting thing, they're protesting across the country. My sister lives in Maine, and there's a huge Somali population up in Portland, but the protesting is nothing compared to Minneapolis. But it goes back to, I think, with the major billions and millions of dollars of fraud that's going on there. And I heard Adam Schiff say today that they were going to make sure that they get in 12 days, and they're going to shut the government down.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys know. Let me give you guys a forewarning with this. There are protests happening. Hell, they got protests in Britain right now about ICE agents. I saw that before I came on the show tonight. They literally have people protesting.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
How dare you copy us, you American scum?
Yeah, no lie. But I think we're going to see more of it, and I want to make a comment on Julian's comment a second.
Yes, please.
But in a minute, because I got a clip I want to play. But I wanted to say this first. You're going to see more fraud exposed in these Democratic ran cities. It's going to come out.
Yeah.
And then when that happens, you're going to see the same playbook that they're using in Minneapolis happen in all these other cities. That's going to happen. I'm telling you right now.
Say that again.
Say what again?
That last statement, the last sentence.
It basically said that you're going to see fraud come out in these other liberal Democratic cities, and the same playbook that they're using in Minneapolis with these protests is going to happen in these other big cities as well, because they're going to try to deflect from their fraud like they're trying to do in Minneapolis. And I'm telling you right now, it's not going to succeed.
Hey, Jimmy, can I throw something at you too? Let me throw this dynamic at you.
Sure.
One of the reasons I get real happy and I like it and I love it, and me and my little brother Gilbert, we always talk about it, but it's a beautiful time to be alive. I feel like John F. Kennedy in his inauguration, where he said no other generation would trade places with that time and place. And I feel the same way about what we're living at. Because I know from the hindsight of history and what we have experienced in the last 50, 100 years is that the communists really are a low IQ people. We're talking about borderline mental retardation of biblical proportions. And one of the things about communists, the common denominator, is they're cannibals. In the history, in the long history, they always eat each other alive because there is no secession plan in communism. It's survival of the fittest and the killing fields. And you see that today. You'll see that with a lot of these communist leftists. Let's use the word leftists. When they're protesting, sometimes they protest their own people. They're not too bright. A lot of them don't even know why they're there. A lot of them are receiving a paycheck because they are useful idiots. And so,
sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Did you see what happened today? Because of a phone call between President Trump and Governor Tim Walz, you now have the same protesters that were out on the street going to the Capitol.
Oh, yeah, today.
And yelling at Tim Walz. Yes. Because he's not playing. He's not playing ball. He's talking to President Trump. They were,
but it does track. I give them that credit.
Communists are cannibals. They'll go after their own.
That's what I was giving you credit for. What you said for exactly for what you said.
Yeah, they'll go out after each other. You know, like if the communists were invaded, like in 1975, fall of Phnom Penh. You know who would go to jail here between us five? The picture. Look at the five. They were agrarian communists. Today's they're sexual communists, like transgender. They use gender.
Right.
So there's different forms of communism. But in the Phnom Penh, they were agrarian communists. So they wanted to create an agrarian utopia. And what they did is, Ruby, you would go. Jimmy, you would probably die. I would definitely. Well, I would go like this. So they identified you. If you wore glasses, you were an intellectual. They didn't want intellectuals. They were killing the intellectuals, the school teachers. Right when they took power, they killed all the Gigi would be the only one that lived, and Bo, because we can't see his face. And so they would send them to re-education camps. But the rest of us, they would kill. These people always turn their blood.
All right, I wear glasses, guys. I'd be dying with all the rest of you.
Yeah.
But I need them for far distance, just so you know.
You hear that in the news with some of these crazy people. They say, when we get power, we're going to go door to door and we're going to ask if you're a MAGA, if you voted for Trump.
No,
and we're gonna
I heard that the other day.
Well,
I believe that. I believe that.
We already know how they will act and what they will do. COVID showed us that.
Yes.
You know, they wanted us to snitch on. They wanted us to snitch on one another. They wanted us to take something that wasn't even medically proven to work. They wanted to round people up and put them in COVID camps. They did it in Australia. Right. So don't give me this bull crap that, oh, we're fighting tyranny. No, the F you aren't. You didn't do shit with it during COVID. Sorry, y'all. I told you I was wound up tonight.
I do gotta push. I do gotta push you, Jimmy. I gotta push you, Jimmy, a little bit more because 10 minutes, 20 minutes ago, you said for as long as you've been saying this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like I've been tagging you all week on X. All of these things are happening because of a perceived failure on the Trump administration on law and order. If he would have already invoked the Insurrection Act, if he would have already arrested Waltz and the mayor, the governor and the mayor, if he would have already done these things, these people would either still be alive, the protest would have been stomped out since day one, but Trump seems to be doing nothing. And this is the only reason why I still have one foot off of that Trump train, because I do not believe he is using the force of the, like the power of the, like the commander in chief, right? That they always want to say he's the commander in chief. Well, he's not really acting like one right now. So I do got to put him on that one.
Ruby, don't let go of the coat, because this pendulum will swing and we'll all swing.
Let me ask you
never let go of the coat.
Yeah, let me ask you this, though.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was literally waiting to say the exact same thing. I was going to ask your guys' opinion. Why are they not arresting these people?
Okay, so let me share y'all my thoughts on
Paula
this.
Dungan. That's the last time we had a big giant arrest.
Yeah, so let me address this, how I feel about this. Do you think Minneapolis is the only place where there's mad corruption?
No.
Okay, so if Trump took invoked the Insurrection Act, went into Minnesota, did what they needed to be done there, what do you think these other cities would do that are full of corruption?
Cry bloody murder?
What do you think they would do?
Riot.
Yeah, they would say how they're taking their rights away and how
they'd want to impeach them and all this.
And they would throw a big hissy fit. And then
or would they try to do everything that they could to get away with the corruption, hide it, destroy evidence, things like that?
Yes.
There's also, Gigi just talked about the government shutdown. And so if Trump were to invoke the Insurrection Act right now, then what will the liberals say? Oh, well, he's declaring martial law now, and he's doing this, and he's shutting the government down, and he's using authoritarian powers.
But who cares what they say?
But see,
that's the plan.
That's the plan. The thing. This is about optics. It is about optics. You can't go in and arrest these people for one, Okay, I agree. I want people arrested. I have been forever. Okay, but I understand what they're doing here because, as we saw with Don Lemon before we came on here, a judge decided not to sign off on the warrant to arrest him. So if you go out and you arrest Barack, you arrest Hillary, those are they're big players in this game, but they're not the ones in control. It's kind of like the mafia. You got the mafia head boss, you got his little generals, and then you got all the little pawns underneath. And so these guys, these little pawns, they go out, they hold up the businesses for the money. They go knock off a guy, a competitor or whatever. The police come in, and who do they get? They get the pawn. They get that guy. But that guy can be easily replaced by the big people that need to actually be the ones arrested.
So are we more concerned about optics than our country?
No, Ruby, you didn't address what Jimmy said. Jimmy was throwing pearls at us here. No,
I know that because we talk on X all the time. So I know what he's saying. But my thing is, even though that's true, why can't we just all wipe them out in one day? So
if we did that and didn't, round up all the Antifa members, round up all the illegal aliens that came over, we go in, let's say we go in tomorrow, we arrest Tim Walz, Jacob Fry, Keith Ellison, Elon Omar, whatever the hell you have to say.
Yeah.
We arrest those guys tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we enforce the laws. The laws that are already in place.
DA will not do anything.
What's going to happen across the country?
DA will stop it just like they did to me. That's exactly what they'll do.
Yep.
The country.
Exactly what happened
this is exactly what they want, Ruby. They want Trump to pull the trigger prematurely and do this because they got 49 other states where they have operatives in. And these people will hit the streets. We already see them wanting to carry guns and go after me. They want a civil war.
They do.
You play
Didn't you see the Rahm Emanuel movie? Didn't you see the Rahm Emanuel movie?
The court systems.
What, Jesse? What
the
movie?
Rahm Emanuel movie. The Rahm Emanuel movie. They put the plan, everything that Jimmy's saying, it's already planned out. So Trump already knows their plan.
Exactly.
I agree. He does.
That's why he said today, he said, maybe we'll de-escalate a little bit.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I'm pulling my hair out because I'm like, what is going on?
No.
He's got something on his sleeve.
Don't pull your hair out.
No. See, that's the thing. Ruby, I understand your frustrations. I really, really do. I get it. I understand the frustration from some of the people in the chat. Some people I talk with during the week. They're all upset and frustrated. But you've got to look at the bigger picture here. You got to look at you can't have the country going into freaking chaos. And that's why
I'm not saying that it would be though, but why would it be chaotic? It can
I
be
answer that?
Oh my God.
We have law enforcement, we have law and order, we have police, like we have things in place to get this done the right way, and it's like they're walking away.
The judicial system has fallen in the United States. We have a two-tier justice system. There's not going to be due process. Anytime a Republican arrests any Democrat, it's going to get thrown out, Ruby. So we're going to have the spirit of America. We're going to have to play the long game. You got to put your seatbelt out. Don't pull your hair out. This is going to be a long fight.
And look, and we have precedents for this. Look what the Democrats did to people who supported Trump, people that were in his administration during the Biden residency. They hauled them off to jail. They took their mug shots. They did everything. That's what they wanted to do. That's what they were doing. And do you think if they had power right now, that they wouldn't be coming after all of us?
But that's what I'm saying. Trump is not going to be president forever. When he's out of office and they have the power again, what do you think they're going to do to us? It's going to be it's like persecution. We're going to be persecuted still. So why don't we put our foot in their neck now?
Trump's being very careful because in 12 days, they're going to vote for the midterms. He's going to be very careful because if Trump loses the House, he's going to lose a lot of his power. If you don't believe me, look, check it all out, because he knows he's not stupid. And he's going to go across the country now and rally to get the votes back, because if the Republicans lose the midterms, that Trump loses a lot of his power, and the Democrats are going to do everything to shut the government down. They don't want to fund the ICE anymore. So he's going to be very careful. So he's going to start campaigning across the country.
And I'm going to tell you guys right now, another narrative to watch out for is the Dems and mainstream media putting out that Trump doesn't want to have elections this year.
Yeah.
They're going to start saying that too. That's not true.
Trump said that himself. He was like, we probably don't even need the next election.
Well, there's a reason why he says that.
Yeah, he said that he was being sarcastic, and he put that out there, and they wanted to see the reaction. I mean, the vice president said that they did this as a joke, and then literally were mocking them because they knew that as soon as he put that out there, not even 30 seconds, they were acting like it and putting it on the news.
He trolls them hard.
Yeah.
Trump is a master troller. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
And I love him for that. That's the only thing I like about Trump, really. Like he keeps it very entertaining. Other than me just like tossing and turning at night because I'm frustrated. Okay. But this is my point again to what Gail said about the midterms and what Jimmy said about the optics. My point is, sure, I agree 1,000%. But are we more worried about optics and the midterms than to save our country? Do you think our founding fathers would have waited for midterms or the optics of what it would look like when their revolution? That's what I'm trying to say.
If the Democrats get in, we go back to the Biden days. Remember that. If they lose the House, the Republicans, and it goes to the Democrats, and Trump loses most of his power, it's going to go well. And Schumer said yesterday he's going to undo everything Trump has done. So, yeah, we need to worry about the midterms.
And here's the thing about Trump, Ruby. We play for keeps. He plays for keeps. He's the big.
Right.
You know what? Everything that you put, do we have to have this or this? No, you don't understand. With Trump, all the cards are on the table. It's everything. Right. He's playing for everything. He's not playing for one thing. We're going to win the optics. We're going to win the midterms. We're going to win the election. We're going to throw all the Democrats in jail. We're going to due process. We're going to have so much winning. You might even get tired of it, and you're going to say, no more winning.
I want to believe that. I truly do. But right now,
our birthday.
I'm not feeling it.
It's our 250th birthday.
I agree with you, Ruby. I don't feel it either.
I do. The 250th birthday, the 4th of July. It's going to look at the flag behind you. The spirit of freedom is going to awaken a sleeping giant.
Okay. Yeah. Can I want to say something about the American Revolution real quick. With that, kind of what Ruby said. There's one thing. What's one of the most famous lines from the American Revolution?
I regret that I have but one life to give for my country.
Is that what? Don't shoot to the white of their eyes. I don't know.
That's a great quote, Gigi.
So what does that mean?
Temperance.
Huh?
Temperance. Don't shoot prematurely. Oh, that sounds like a Democrat talking point.
Ruby, real quick. Don't shoot until you see the whites of their eyes. What does that mean to you? What does that say to you?
The colonel at Bunker Hill. The colonel at Bunker Hill.
When you're firing the muskets are extremely inaccurate. You have to be at a certain distance to get any accuracy and power from the bullet. So when they're saying that, they're saying they don't want you to fire until they're close enough that you're guaranteed.
Right, it has to be close enough.
So why were they saying that? Because you have the British Army, which it was a world power, much powerful army than the Continental Army of the United States back then, and we had limited supplies.
Correct.
If they would have shot whenever the hell they wanted to, they would have been low on ammunition because exactly what Bo said, those muskets weren't accurate. They had to wait. They had to hold the line until they saw their enemy right there in their freaking face, so to speak, and then shoot them. That's what Trump is doing with all this right now, in my opinion.
When Ruby was talking about, and complaining about why are we just arresting them all? I'm with her 100%. But Ruby, this is what I want to throw out there. if we were to go after deep state, because we know who they are, we don't need to pretend like we
Right.
don't.
Yeah.
And we arrested all the generals, everyone. The U.S. would be weakened severely because
agree.
those people, even though we hate their guts, they're evil, they're still generals. They're still running the system. They're still part of the machine. If they all got clogged up, slowed down, China will strike us.
Bo, that was great. Man, Bo, that was beautiful. Let me build on what you just said. When John the Baptist was baptizing, why was he? He was preparing the way. And so everybody had failed. Everybody had sinned. We're all sinners. In America, we need a revival because we've all screwed the Constitution. We've all cheated our country. There has to be a great American revival and say, you know what? We did it wrong. And our Democrat brothers, our Republican brothers, our independent brothers, we could come back and love our country. We don't have to be communists. We don't have to be murderers, abortionists, or
I agree.
Insurrectionists. So there's going to be a revival. And Bo said the truth. If we do what he said, there's going to be chaos in our whole entire country.
I can accept that. Okay, I can say I'm good with that right now because before I was not feeling
a war
it, but
game.
I agree.
It's a war game. Think of us as we're running at a certain percentile. We move those units and we take those pieces out, even though they're corrupt. Then we go down to 80%, 70%, or whatever it is. And then, when you are at war with somebody, you're having a cold war with our enemies, and they see that your systems are shutting down, that is the opportunity to strike. When you see that they don't have the logistics, they don't have everything running, you're going to hit them hard, and they're not prepared. And we don't have now. If we get rid of those people, let's just be honest. Those people are terrible. We don't have someone to take their place that has those skills. Those terrible people have those positions because of the skills that they have. And I hate to say that, but that's why people like Epstein were where he was. He's a terrible person, and people talk about how he really wasn't that smart and blah, blah, blah. I understand that he wasn't a genius, but he was good at manipulating people, and he had the position that he had and the ability to do what he did, and nobody touched him because he was giving multiple countries intel that no one else was getting.
Right.
So no matter what and then what happens, look at, that's one guy. Think about Epstein. We took Epstein out. How much chaos in the United States happened from one single douchebag?
Yeah,
exactly.
Now imagine that times 10,000. Yeah. Imagine 10,000 Epsteins going off. Imagine if, like, hypothetically, we go hit Oprah. Now, can you imagine the community finding out Oprah's involved in all these things? Do you think how of them are going to believe it? You're going to have the media having to defend them. You're going to have certain communities that will not let her go, so you're lying. Taylor Swift is another one. I can't believe how many people I know that worship Taylor Swift, and she openly worships Satan.
Yeah,
she does. Doesn't even hide it. Like, there's so many of these people are in the occult, and the occult don't hesitate to kill.
That's true.
No. I want to share one last video on the whole Minnesota thing. Is the screen sharing?
It is. Now it is.
Okay, it is now. Okay. All right, cool. Let me share this with you guys, and then we'll talk about this, and then we'll go from there.
It becomes reasonable to ask whether the system was merely exploited or designed to be exploitable. That is the allegation, that a political machine may have engineered conditions where cheating the system was tolerated, protected, and politically useful. And when reporters and whistleblowers started pulling the thread, the response wasn't transparency, it was delay, deflection, minimization, breakdowns in order, organized resistance, and escalating street unrest. The allegation is that Minneapolis did not become the center of one of the largest fraud ecosystems in modern American history by accident. The allegation is that it required a system, a structure, and people in and out of government willing to run it. And when you examine who built and protected that system, a pattern emerges. Not local stewardship, but imported control. Minnesota's Attorney General, Keith Ellison, from Detroit, Michigan. The mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Frey, from Virginia. The Minneapolis police chief, Brian O'Hara, brought in from Massachusetts.
Wow.
Attorney General, mayor, police chief. And the governor, Tim Walz, presiding over it all. That alone does not prove wrongdoing, but it does raise a legitimate question. Why does a state with deep political talent repeatedly place outsiders in control of its most sensitive institutions? At the same time, the largest fraud allegations in its history are unfolding. I'll say it again. The allegation is that the system was designed to be exploitable. The allegation is that Somali refugee settlement was intentionally concentrated, not dispersed, changing the political makeup of a city and state permanently. No blending, no assimilation, just change. The allegation is that this concentration created an environment without meaningful checks and balances, where massive cheating could occur at scale. And the allegation is that Democrat political leadership benefited from that arrangement by importing and concentrating a like-minded population willing to exploit the system. That conclusion is not drawn from prejudice. It's drawn from patterns, money flows, and federal indictments already on the record. If the allegation is right, it explains everything. My friends, we are all anonymous, and when systems are engineered, populations are concentrated, and billions disappear, people are allowed to notice.
The one place where we thought we would never experience this is the U.S. goddamn states.
And that ideology is what these people out there on the streets protesting right now, this is what they're protecting.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they're supporting. Has nothing to do with, oh, we're fighting tyranny. No, the F you're not, because if you were, you turn around and look at the people that have been doing it for years.
Right.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. I remember 1984. I was looking at the CBS News, and Ronald Reagan had a 49-state landslide, and he looked at the map, and guess what was the only state that was blue?
Minnesota.
I remember that night like yesterday. It was beautiful, and the DFL has taken what the video that Jimmy shared with us is so true. The DFL has made inroads on that state, and they brought in and they changed the state. No assimilation. Everything that video was saying is true, and they get complete control and theft. And you know what's the irony? The words of Jesus when he says that the first shall be last. And all that power in these communists in Minnesota, so powerful and rich. And this young little boy with the little telephone and camera made a video like the emperor has no clothes. The little boy, look, the emperor has no clothes. Isn't it beautiful? This is what I'm saying. It's so beautiful to be alive right now. Because a little guy, that Shirley kid, what's his name, Nick Shirley?
Yeah, Nick Shirley, yeah.
He was able to start this revolution.
He did.
And there's going to be a million Nick Shirleys. All of us awaken. These communists are not the smartest people in the world. They were operating. It just took a little guy with a little phone to show the world what was going on. Imagine all the whistleblowers. Imagine all the Americans who have stolen money. Let's say in Minnesota, there's 1 million people who have stolen money. If we could touch their conscience and tell them, come back to the American fold, start talking, or else you're going to go to prison for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
There is going to be an American revival. It's our 250th birthday.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something about Nick?
Mm-hmm.
So this is something that I mean, I'm great he did what he did, but this is something that kind of catches my attention. What is Nick?
Independent journalist.
Yeah, but what religion is he?
I don't know. Great question.
He's Mormon.
I was getting ready to say I did not know that.
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, so
that
think
was going to
about
be my
this.
guess.
Yeah. Now he's Mormon, okay? He's the one that exposed all this. I wonder if there is a play that the Mormon Church is doing to remove some of the deep state power, because I think that the Mormon Church would be one of those players, the big players, because they're one of the richest organizations on the planet, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think that they are slowly trying to remove one of the occults out of the way. Because I think that
good theory.
What does that mean? I don't understand, Bo.
Okay, so you have Mormons, you have Jehovah's Witnesses, and you have other religious organizations, right? That are Scientology, that are all connected to certain, like, let's say, communist belief systems, because Joe Witnesses and all these guys have a lot of, now they also have a lot of the same playbooks, like Aleister Crowley. They're all associated with him. Their members have all had some kind of association with literature or teachings from those same people. So they're all interconnected. So we know that historically. So the question is, okay, we know that Satanists and deep states, they operate pretty similar, and they will wipe out one another to gain more power. There's no honor amongst thieves, right? So I'm wondering if the Mormon Church is making a play, seeing that deep state has gotten weakened, and that and Antifa is its own like satanic cult, which is, I think that they're gonna cut Antifa's head off, and one of the other cults is gonna absorb them in their power. And I think that there might be a move going on here where they're cannibalizing themselves.
Did you know that the Church of Satan gave Waltz a
black?
Yep.
One of those. What do you call that thing? He's half beast and half man. The Satan symbol.
Baphomet.
Yeah, he has it in the State House and
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a shrine, and it has his name on there, saying that he's a worshiper of Satan. Or
really?
He's a general
There you
or
go.
something like that.
Yeah, you gotta Google
Waltz
the State House and this picture that the Church of Satan gave him.
Wow.
And hey, y'all excuse me for a second. I gotta step out here for a second. I'll be right back.
You're excused.
So I really like how you pointed that out, Gail. I honestly I forgot to even mention that, but if you look at these people, how often do these organizations lead back to Satanism? Like, we don't need to say a cult. We don't. That's the part that really freaks me out. Is okay, we look into them, and then you keep on digging and digging and digging. What do we find with all these groups? They worship Baal. They worship Baphomet. I mean, all these other demons, right? And these are the generals of the demonic army, or whatever you want to call it.
Well, now that we're on the subject, you want me to freak everybody out with Jared Kushner?
What happened with Jared?
He's the guy that everybody has to watch out for. Jared Kushner. Well, I think I brought that up. He bought the Watchtower building, and it's got 666 for the address. He paid $1.8 billion for that building. Well, Mr. Kushner accompanied Trump to the Economic Forum because he's taken over the board of peace. And what he's doing is he's turning Gaza into a high-tech metropolis city. And he's known Netanyahu since he was a child. And he also is pushing AI. And his name, Jared, means descend. So he's descending from hell or wherever he's coming from. He also developed the Abraham Accords deal. And he set up the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem. And according to the Bible, I know you guys don't like to talk about religion, but God said several times, there's several scriptures about Gaza, and that's God's land, and no one is going to build on that land. And if they do, it's going to get destroyed, like he's destroyed Gaza in the past. So then the scariest part was the AI subject that came on, and this scared the crap out of me. This AI that they're pushing, it's going to take over. It's going to be creative work. It's going to replace writing, music, art, and voice work. And what they're also doing, they're going to do a word system with the AI. It's going to take over the legal system, the religion system, and the word system. So an AI, they said, is capable of lying and manipulating the population. So that's what they have in store for this AI that they're pushing. It's going to take over the digital currency, and AI is the thing that they were talking. The main
AI is only as good as you code it.
Well, they're pushing this AI, and it's scary what they're doing with it.
Do you ever heard the term AI retarded?
No, that's what I like to. I hate AI. Anything.
So in the industry, they'll say AI retarded. because AI does so many retarded things and says things that are completely retarded that don't make any sense or completely left field and stuff. The reason it does that is because the companies and the people who are behind it, when they're writing the rules, and because remember, AI is just rules. That's all it is.
Right.
It's just
Yes.
data being filtered in rules. It really doesn't think for itself. And
Right.
so, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. They say that there's AI out there that is self-aware. I don't believe any of that. I don't
Sentient.
believe any AI is aware of what it is. It is just code. I don't
Right.
believe it has the capability to think for itself. It's just running on code.
Is the word sentient, Bo? Sentient?
Yeah,
What is it?
it's not though. What I'm saying is, I'm saying it's not sentient. It's not sentient. It doesn't
Oh, it's
have
not.
intelligence. It doesn't have the ability to think. It doesn't know about itself. Now, it can be programmed to not be eliminated, just like any hacker or virus. And people might try to suggest that that seems like it's a self-aware, but that's not the case. I don't believe that AI is ever or can be self-aware. You can map a human brain and act like it, but it is not a human brain.
You know,
Right.
another
That's one of
thing.
those things
I
that
hope you're right, Paul.
they're
I hope
feeding
you're right.
us. And then what you were saying, Gal, you know, I know we shouldn't go this path, but with all the AI talk, the guys that were teaching the organization you guys used to belong to,
Mhm.
there is AI talk from those individuals that were literally talking about what that Masonic group talks about the being born
Mhm.
again and new bodies and all that stuff,
Yeah.
that belief system where you die, you come back, and I forgot what they call it. What is it? The new system?
Reincarnation?
Yeah. Well, the new system, but they're talking about the exact same belief system, but only instead of coming back from the J-Man, it's AI machine and bodies, and it's identical. And that's one of those
Oh,
things
okay.
that that's why I started investigating a lot of AI, because there's a huge connection between AI and the Masonic orders. And
Well,
when you
you know,
look at the
I
people, go ahead.
sorry. Go
No,
ahead. Go ahead.
I've been talking. I'm done.
Well, I was gonna say I recently watched all the Terminator movies, and it sounds a lot like this.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
love the Terminator.
And the Matrix stuff. You know, I don't know, man. I think we should reject all of it. I'm Sarah Connor. You know what I'm saying? I want to destroy it all.
One thing that I
hate
found very interesting. Sorry, one thing that I find very interesting about the AI talking about it's not sentient or anything like that is because you can have I can have a conversation with Gemini right now, and then I can close the app, I can turn it off, and come back, and it has no clue what we talked about.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, I mean, see, for example, let me do something here. Let me minimize that. Let me go over here and let me think of what to ask it. Okay, hang on.
Hey, Jimmy, let me tell you something happened to me with Grok. I was asking it some advertising on my business.
Yeah.
And then I was talking about some of my service problems I had. I was talking about personal business in my shop. And after a long conversation, I'll just cut to the chase. It told me, hey, and there's this shop that's been in business about 100 years down the street, air conditioning shop. And he goes, why don't you talk to some of the, and it said the guy's name. They're not too happy over there. Service
really?
tech. It scared the crap out of me. I turned it off. Because sometimes it knows too much sometimes.
Yeah, listen to this. Let me see if it'll do it. Hang on. Can you remember conversations that I have with you?
I can remember things from our conversation to help provide a consistent and relevant experience. However, I don't permanently store personal information or maintain term.
So if we talk about a subject on this thread right now, but then I close you down, will you remember what we talked about?
No, typically once a session is closed, the context is cleared, and I wouldn't retain the details of this specific conversation. Each new session is usually treated as a fresh start.
Jimmy, ask it if it can lie to you.
Interesting.
Are you able to lie to us, or is it are you programmed to say what you say?
I am programmed to provide truthful and helpful information. based on the data I was trained on. I don't have the capacity to intentionally lie or deceive.
So,
Can a
so based.
programmer
Sorry,
What did Bo say? What did you say, Bo?
ask it? Can one of what is it? Grok that you're using?
Gemini.
Gemini say, can a Gemini authentication user make me lie?
Oh.
Can a Gemini authenticated user make you lie?
No, the authentication status of a user doesn't change my fundamental programming.
No, it's not.
Which
That's right.
includes
Say
not being able
it's
to
not. It's
generate
reading something
false
different.
information.
Hang on, do what, Bo?
So in tech world, usually that means that you have an authentication account, like, and say can a whatever the name of the device is, say can an admin account make me lie?
Okay.
Administrative account make me lie?
Can an administrative account make you lie?
No, even an administrative account can't change my core principles against generating false information. My safety guidelines are fundamental to how I function.
So who put your guidelines in place?
My guidelines were established by Google.
There you go, guys.
There you go.
Google
owns
Gemini. I got rid of Gemini off my phone.
I don't believe that one word that thing says. And
Well, it
Jay,
just told you that it lies. It told you that it lies without saying that it lies, because the program told you not to say that openly, but it told you, yes, Google, and we know that Google lies.
Exactly. But Jay in the chat, he asks a very good question. He says,
Yes.
if AI is not telling the truth, then how would you know? And you see Candace Owens a long time ago, she actually posted on X a basic lie that AI, I don't know which one was it, that it gave her, and she knew that it was a lie because she knew the actual truth because she had a book on it. So they're trying to get rid of books and history. They want to erase all of that so that AI can just teach you whatever it wants to teach you.
Exactly.
But if she would have never had that book and she posted the screenshot of the page and everything, she proved that was a lie and it was presenting it as the truth.
Yeah. There's been a couple of things I've caught it doing, like taxpayer. I asked it one time, is the government taxpayer funded? And it said something that they get their money from there. They totally avoided the whole taxpayer thing. But then I pressed it. I kept pushing the AI. And eventually it had to be like, okay, yeah, you're right. It is taxpayer funded. The government, So me and John have messed with it so much that we'll push it to the point to where it says, oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I need to reevaluate this situation and give the right information next time.
Right.
So we have caught it lying to us.
I realized it was lying when I was doing something and I was talking about transgender and ancient deities. And it told me that there's no correlation. Now I know better because I used to talk about that when I was debating with my atheism. And so I knew 100% it was lying. And I had to keep on manipulating what I was answering and how I was saying it until I made it sound like I'm not trying to link the two. And then it started telling me actual things that were true.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I bet you I can ask it right now if chemtrails are real, and it'll probably say no. Well, you know what? Hang on a second. This is kind of fun.
What's he going to ask? Well, I'm glad to hear all this because I'm afraid of AI.
All right,
I think it's demonic, honestly. I do not interact with it. I don't use it at all. Nothing.
All right, hang on, because it'll pick up y'all's voices. Hang on. Are chemtrails a real thing that the government is doing to America?
Oh, good question.
The vast majority of scientists don't believe that chemtrails are a real thing. They're actually condensation trails.
Bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lie.
Sorry, I just cut him off, but that's bullshit.
It is.
You should ask it how many states have laws against chemtrails.
Exactly. Why did DeSantis pass a law against the chemtrails?
All right. Hang on. How
We're all
many?
teaching me about to use AI.
Yeah, how many states passed laws that ban chemtrails?
The idea of chemtrails is a conspiracy theory,
boy.
and there's no scientific evidence that the government or others are deliberately spraying chemicals. However, some states have passed laws that ban geoengineering, which some people might conflate with chemtrails. Florida and Montana are examples of states that have done that. Are you interested in the specifics of those laws?
Yes, because in Florida, Governor DeSantis said that they were, yes, banning geoengineering, but he did mention chemtrails. So if these states are banning chemtrails and geoengineering, then how can you say that chemtrails are just a conspiracy theory?
It's true that some politicians might use the term chemtrails, but the scientific community doesn't recognize chemtrails as a real thing, separate from normal contrails that planes leave. The laws often focus on geoengineering, which is a different concept involving large-scale attempts to modify the atmosphere, and those laws are often preemptive. Does that make sense?
How can we trust the scientific community when they completely dropped the ball with COVID?
Oh man.
Public health guidance evolved a lot during COVID because scientists were learning more about the virus as it spread. That's how the scientific process works.
I'm done with him.
Thank you, Jenny. That was good. Thank you.
It's like the mainstream media. It's like you're talking to a wall at some point because they're going to defend the lie. They're going to defend that lie all the time. Okay, so I do want to ask Bo because he sent me an email, and I do want to kind of switch over to the signal. Do you know what that is?
No.
So all that is that's the name of the actual like application that they were using the Antifa people to give. They got a hold of government information about ICE, names, locations, where they live, and they were giving it to Antifa. And so what happened is people were pretending to be Antifa members and were documenting the process, and they were using that application. They gave it to the FBI to do whatever, and it's just kind of stayed there. And so they went on to X and they started letting people know about it. The there's a couple of big podcast channels that were talking about it, but it's a fact that they took information from the government, the federal government, illegally, gave it to these people illegally, and there's no arrests. And they were actually using that information. This is the part that's really scary, is they were setting up and they were actually they actually had conversations about killing certain people.
Yikes.
Yeah. So I mean, it's what I said. This is going to get really, really, really nasty because Antifa and its members are in the process right now of assassinating, or we're talking about assassinating people, and they got caught.
Yes. And those very screenshots were leaked or they were posted on X, which is how I found out about it. And those infiltrators were actual patriots infiltrating those apps and chat rooms, taking screenshots and video recordings so they could show everybody how organized this was. That to me, that's organized crime.
They have shifts 24 hours a day. Certain hours, and they have codes and symbols for what you're doing, like taking pictures of license plates, finding out the license plates, tracking down the location, when they're leaving. They're following ICE everywhere they go, and they're tracking everything they do. I don't think the locals are doing it. These are people who have been brought in, who have been trained, and they said this, that they are trained, and they've also been trained in tactical combat, which I don't know how much of that. I mean, I've seen these ICE people, doing their thing, and I see that I don't know, they don't really seem to be very tactically minded to me. But then again, they're so well organized with putting things and blocking things. I mean, it kind of reminds me, if you think about like the Roman infantry, right? the centuries, what did a century learn to do before they fight? They learned how to build structures, moats, huts, and everything. That was the first thing they taught you, and that's kind of the thing I'm kind of looking at these people is they're getting more and more militarized as
Right.
time's going. And yeah, we kind of make fun of them, but then we've seen like how many Antifa members have assassinated or attempted to assassinate mainstream people on the right.
Yeah. You know what, too? Going back, because I know most of y'all probably don't know this, but this whole thing with the Signal app, I think this was a trap for the deep state. And you know why I say that? Because when I first found out about the Signal app was back in 2020. And the reports and stuff that I was seeing from the sources I was looking at, it was saying that Signal is a military encrypted app and you could have conversations on there and no one would know what was going on. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay? So that's the reason why during that time, I think I was kicked off of Facebook at that time too, probably. So I decided to download the Signal app just so I had it. But then this came out, and this was interesting. Is a Q post. September 11th of 2020, post number 4672. It says, Signal since day one. Did they know? Signal became one of the top 10 most downloaded social apps on iOS yesterday for the first time, according to data from App Annie. The app often sees spikes in downloads during tumultuous political times, but the last time Signal downloads ranked nearly as high was on the day of President Trump's inauguration. Then it says, coordinated, analyze downloads, pre-protest, riots, start, 60 protest, riots. Coincidence? Now think fires. Q. So I think that the Signal app was set up to trap these people and catch them and give them a false sense of security where they think they could go out there and do the stuff that Bo just said that they've been doing. And then the military picks up on it and catches them.
But all apps are like that. And if it wasn't for that patriot, independent journalists, whatever you want to call them, these random citizens that took the screenshots and posted it, we would have never known about it. Even if the
random
FBI knew about it.
Well, see, the thing is
really
yes,
random citizens. That's the thing we need to figure out. Is that are
Exactly.
they really random citizens?
Yeah.
Well, it's just some guy on the internet who infiltrated their chat group and was able to have access.
Let me show you. Let me find something else real quick. All right, another one. September 25th, 2020. Post 4766 designates the KKK and Antifa as terrorist organizations. 2D, funded or founded, financially legally backed organizations. DA set free blockade post terrorist designate. DA, no proof individuals linked to Antifa argument coming. They've said that. They've said that oh, they didn't have no links to Antifa. Antifa mapping began long ago. So to go with what Bo was saying, again, yes, they know about Antifa. They've been keeping up with them forever. They've mapped them. They know where they're at. And they're just waiting for them to come and expose themselves like they're doing in Minneapolis now.
Right.
Instead of going after the ones in Minneapolis right now, sending the military in, you need all the other ones in all these other states where they're coordinated. They need to come out too. And then you send in the military, then you send it, sign the Insurrection Act, and you round them all up at one time.
I think they're trying to get the court systems under control, and they
Yes.
know they already know who all these people are.
Yep.
But they can't charge them. I mean, California is the best example. I mean, they just let anyone go who does bad things to children. Like, they don't even care. And we have so many states that do that. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like I was watching this thing, and it just completely infuriated me, where there was a black male who beat his girlfriend's baby to death, and they let him go.
Oh.
They charged him with nothing. nothing, and he killed the baby.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, and this is the thing, is like, we see this kind of thing, and what kind of judge would ever do that? And that's the thing about the judicial system, is like, when we deal with this stuff, for you guys who, I mean, I know some of you may have done this kind of stuff with the things we used to do, but it goes, you got the police, then the police go to the DA, and then it goes from the DA, then it goes to the judges and everything else. Like, if the DA is crooked, right? Just an example, then it goes nowhere. Now, if the DA is crooked and then they're buddies with the judges, what you'll see is, and I know this for a fact, is that, would say that we're charging a certain group. We don't care what their name is. They don't matter. They will go to the same judge, and judges are supposed to switch like what they're doing. They're not supposed to get the same cases over and over again, like for the same group. It's not supposed to, doesn't work that way. You're not supposed to do that. But you'll see the same judge get that church, which to say, or that company's same cases over and over and over again, and keeps on dismissing them over and over and over again. That is the number one problem that Trump has, is it's hard to get a judge out.
And this is why we have to take back, well, not take back, we have to get a strong majority control in the House, and we got to take back the Senate, because then you can impeach these judges that are violating the Constitution. That's why I'm pretty sure there's going to be an election, because you can vote these judges out. That right now, I do believe, is our biggest problem, because Trump has taken over the executive part. He's got that in control. The legislation, it's got to have control on that. But when it comes to the judicial side, these judges and DAs, they've got to go, and they're going to be exposed. Like, the one that just signed the thing on freaking Don Lemon. People are going to know who that judge is.
Right.
And they're going to vote him out, or can lead to possible impeachment, because aren't some judges appointed by the federal government anyway?
Well, a federal judge.
Yeah. So those federal judges, they can be fired.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. Is that if we were a serious country, in my opinion, these things would already be done.
Yeah, but right now you still have people out there who'll be like, oh, well, Trump just fired that judge and he's being a dictator and authoritarian. No, that's why I'm telling you guys, this stuff we're seeing in Minneapolis, this is preschool. It's going to get bad. It's going to get worse. It's going to look scary.
And this is why I could say with confidence is that when I see posts like from the left, I feel such a strong urge to tell them, hey guys, I really do wish Trump was the dictator you described. I really wish he was, because in my political worldview, our country would already be making that U-turn, but it's not, and they already think that he is a dictator. And I'm like, no, he is nowhere near. I wish he was, because because he would have already got all these people out long time ago if it was a dictatorship.
The biggest thing that I've learned through all this, and I think because of our upbringing and the previous religion we were in, we were always hoping that someone else would come in and save the day.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about dying. We don't have to worry about, because we got the spaghetti god up there going to protect us and save us and whatever. So the biggest thing I've learned in this whole thing is, we as American people, we are the ones that have to take back our country. We are the ones that have to fight for our country. And that's one thing that I do like about Trump is saying, hey, you need to stand up. You need to vote this way, or you need to look at this person. You need to educate yourselves with what's going on. Because if we're ignorant to the things happening in the world, that's what the deep state's counting on. They're counting on us still being stupid. And they'll push the media, they'll push their little actors out there to try to dumb down everything. So that's why when you have folks like us that come on and we put all these truths out there. That's why a lot of times people look at us as being stubborn or obnoxious, because it's hard for them to wrap their heads around how big this really is. And so we are the ones that got to get these judges out. We're the ones that have to vote in a way that, vote for the ones that are actually going to uphold the Constitution and recognize fakery when we see it.
Right. Well, I hear that, but that takes time, and that's the type of time and energy that I don't know, maybe I don't have it, or maybe I'm just tired. I'm fatigued.
Yes, and I'll say this: when I was watching X-22 the other night, right at the beginning, he said that what we're seeing right now is not for you guys that have been on this stuff from the beginning. This is for the folks that are just waking up to stuff. So I can, and that's and the ones that I truly look at as good sources, they'll tell you that, yeah, this isn't meant for you guys. You guys already know this stuff. This is for the people that have still been asleep, who still want to put a mask on because they're afraid of COVID, or it's for these people. So to unite a country, you can't have just people on the right knowing things. You have to have the people on the left, and you got to unite both of them.
Right.
I mean, that's a very tall task for any administration to try to accomplish. So that's where we come into play. And we, as much as it aggravates me about my liberal friends or the people that attack, I'm like, look, guys, I'm not against you. I'm trying to get you to see this is what's happening, and this is what we need to do as a country by uniting and fighting against the system that is trying to enslave keep us enslaved, every one of us.
That is a really good point. And one of the things that I went to, because everybody dealt with the jab situation, right? And we all had to wear masks, right? And those people told us that you're a monster and you're going to kill grandma because you won't put on a mask. Now, I had people who liked me, people who knew me, who said that stuff to me, knowing that I worked in an industry that dealt with that, right? And so I would look them in the face and I would say, that mask you're wearing, look on the box. What is the size of particles that it stops in nanometers? And they would go, oh, what does that mean? I said, look up COVID in its size and look up the mask on your face. And then they would be like, and then half the time it would say, will not stop COVID on the box.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, now I want you to think about this. You are cussing at me, wanting me fired. You wanted me not to do this. You want that for a product that doesn't do what you said it does, but the people who told you that it does, you said are professionals. Those professionals know what a nanometer is, right? And so I would tell them, you need an N95 mask. And they're like, what is that? They don't know what it is, because if you're not in that profession, you have no idea what that is. And they would be then they would be like, oh wow, okay, oh my gosh. And then it's something as simple as that you can put with this. All the stuff that Jimmy and Ruby are explaining to the audience here, just look at it that way. All you need is the factual information and compare it. And like you said, you can't trust AI. So books, there's a reason why we have Bibles and we don't rely on the Bible. Like companies that are moving towards their religious material is being wiped off books and going straight to databases is because they have things to hide. Because you can always manipulate a database. Well, guess what? You're not going to be able to do that with the written word.
No,
it's there forever. Well, until the book decomposes. But
may I make a comment before I leave?
Sure, yeah.
Of course.
I want to just say, as an American, that I think there's more of us than there are them.
There is.
I think a lot about the Revolutionary War. I think of the colonists and the patriots. They were outnumbered, but you know what? They had love for this country, and they fought tooth and nail to protect our liberty and our freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And and they were outnumbered, but because of their love and their integrity and their morals, they fought really hard to let our country free. And we have to thank them that the British didn't take over America, because it might be a whole different ball game today if they did. So I think about them, and I wish more people. And I don't get it, because a lot of my friends on Facebook, they hate Trump's guts. They say filthy things. And I had to delete a couple of people because I couldn't stand listening to their rhetoric and the horrible things they were saying. I think people don't get it. I really don't. I don't understand why they don't get it.
Yeah, you keep on working on those people, though. I mean, you should never give up. I know you. That's Gail. You're a smart, intelligent woman. I believe that you can figure out a way to get to that shell.
Well, I'm very diplomatic in my comments to them. I don't say anything bad, but I give them facts. I'm a facts person. I give them facts, and they don't know what to say. I even did it with my own cousin who hates Trump's guts. And it was a thing about dinosaurs in the Bible, because I love the Bible. I'm an avid reader of the Bible. He said they were laughing at the Speaker of the House, because he's a Christian. He said something about dinosaurs, and they were laughing and making fun of him. And I said, oh, really, guys? Open your Bible and look up Job and the book of Psalms. There was dinosaurs back in those days. They weren't called dinosaurs until 1843, just to let you know. They were called behemoths and other things, but they were dinosaurs. And he actually thanked me for my comment. And a lot of people said, yay, Gail, you go, Gail. But, I get mad at people when they don't have the facts. And same with my friend Ed. I graduated from high school. Oh, he says filthy things about MAGA people. Oh, I straightened him right out with everything that the Biden administration did to America. And he wouldn't respond. Actually, he deleted me. So
there's one point that you made, Gigi, about the colonists and the American Revolution. What a lot of people do, and I've said it before, but only 3% of the American the colonists actually fought in the Revolutionary War. Only 3%, because you can look it up, fact check it. Because you had so many people in the colonies that still wanted to be ruled by a king. Mm-hmm. They wanted to stay with the king. They wanted to stay with Britain. They didn't want to start anything. They didn't want to upset the apple cart, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So you had that division back. It wasn't this whole, all the 13 colonies were 100% united. That did not happen. But the 3% that actually stood up for life, liberty, justice, and freedom, those are the ones that won the Civil War. So, are there more of us now than there are of them? Absolutely. But what's the percentage of people out there that are actually trying to help our fellow Americans understand the bigger picture of what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just listening to what the media says and parroting it, instead of getting on social media and doom scrolling through your TikTok or your X and seeing all this bad news out there and falling for every damn thing you see.
Right. No, thank you. I didn't know that about that. I didn't realize that, but thank you for that.
Yeah, I'll do a quick fact check myself real quick, but yeah.
I didn't fact check about how many people were, but I just know whoever was in it, what they stood for, and that we won, so that was a good thing.
Oh yeah, so I just typed in did only 3%, and then the first thing that came up said did only 3% of colonists fight the British.
That's not many, really.
All right, so Google says no, it's a myth that only 3% fought the British. While the exact numbers are debated, estimates suggest closer to 10 to 20% of the total population actively served. So that's what it says there. So
3% is very low. Jeez.
Maybe that's how it started, and then it ended with more support.
Yeah, maybe it started out with 3 because it says the numbers can be debated.
Or
maybe as time went on,
America is so badass that it took 3% of our population to beat the world power. I'm just saying, Jimmy. I'm just saying.
We don't want to admit that.
Go America! Woo woo!
Yeah, I mean, have you seen the funny videos where it has like the British commander being like, "Where are they shooting from? They're not fighting fair. They're supposed to stand in a straight line." Have you guys seen that yet?
No.
Oh God, let me see if I can find it.
I don't think I've seen it either.
It's funny. As
Well, we
crap.
invented. Well, I mean, we didn't really, but we invented guerrilla warfare with guns.
Yep.
Well, that sounds right. Well, everybody, I'm gonna go to bed, and I want to thank you.
Thank you for joining, Gail.
Thank you, Gail. It's always a pleasure.
Oh, thank you. You too. I'll see you guys next week, and have a good weekend. And don't
too.
let all these people that say stuff about. As a matter of fact, I just want to share this. I was on, I won't say whose show, and they told me to go on your show and talk about politics.
No, what?
That's cool. Well, there was predominantly a homosexual crowd, and I happened to be on, and they were talking about that Renee lady that got shot.
Yeah.
And I put my 2 cents in, and I played devil's advocate, and I said, well, put yourself in the ice guy's shoes. You get spit out, urine thrown at you. They said, well, go on Jimmy Bell's show and you can talk.
Really?
What an honor that was.
Wow.
Really?
So I had a couple of people say, someone texted me and said, go Gail. And I said, well, I had to shut up because I was outnumbered by the homosexual crowd.
I feel you. I've been blocked by those channels as well, and I tried to join in the early days, but they kind of gave me the same vibe, which is why we do this here, because nobody can kick us off our own show.
No, I'm going on this show anyway. So
Gail, don't feel bad. I got the same thing about Jimmy, and then I got the same stuff going on about Ruby recently.
Really?
Oh yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you. I was hearing about you, Ruby, before I really knew who you were, because people they're giving me crap about something you were saying that you're just like that Ruby Quinn person, that she's this and that, and I was like, I don't even know who this is. And then Jimmy, guess how I came across you? I thought Jimmy didn't tell you about that. I didn't even know who you were.
Story.
And these people on my channel were telling me that I'm like a liar and I'm just like Ruby Quinn. And I'm like, who the hell is that? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they were going off on me.
Is our reputation preceding itself?
Yeah.
Yes, I think we are household names now.
Yeah.
That's all right. I didn't fit in anyway because I'm not I'm not gay, so I didn't fit in with the crowd.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's kind of cool, but I'm thankful you joined here and shared what you did share, because if it wasn't for you guys, I probably would have not learned half of the things since we started. You know what I'm saying?
I learn something new every week.
Me too.
Well, good night, everybody. Thank you very much.
Good night,
Gigi. Have a good one, everybody. Well, we got another snowstorm coming my way, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit us too.
18 inches here and more coming this weekend.
Wow. Stay safe. Stay warm.
Yeah, you
I
too.
hope you do stay safe, and I hope the best for you. Yeah, and
Thank you. It's going to go down to 2 degrees tomorrow.
quiet.
That's cold. All right. Good night. Good night, you all.
Good night.
You know what's really interesting about, like, I mean, it just dawned on me, like, that for like the last 2 shows, we have been talking about the ICE stuff.
Yeah.
And there's so many other things going on in the world, right? And I'll be honest with you, I have not done any.
I didn't even get to that, and it's already 11 o'clock. I don't know if you want to wrap it up, or do you want to still do the news? Sorry for interrupting you, Bo.
No, you should do the news, and I'll shut up.
Let Bo say what he's going to say. All right, I tell y'all what. If y'all will talk amongst yourselves right now, because I can fly through this news real quick, just give you some headlines.
Okay.
Nope, I'm
But
done.
I
I'm
need to go
zipping
smoke.
it.
I need to go smoke a cigarette real quick. So y'all just bear with me for a second.
No, come on, no.
Okay, fine. I'll stick around.
Yes. Oh
but-
my God. I don't
Bo,
even
so-
have your role play, Jimmy.
Bo, did you finish your thought? I'm sorry.
No. My thought was, Jimmy, that I have been focused completely on the eye stuff and not paying attention to anything that is actually relevant. And I was like, I hope Jimmy did a better job than me this week because I've done nothing. I sent stuff to Ruby, and then I realized what I sent to her, and it was all the same stuff going on from last week. I was like, yeah, I didn't do nothing good.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you have our clip, Ruby? My clip.
I don't, and I am pissed because I have been waiting to use this, and
you don't have my news clip.
No, because remember, I'm not using the same StreamYard account, so I'm like, I'm pissed.
What, you didn't save it?
You know what? Literally, let's see if I did.
Could you share your screen and play it?
No, I don't even have the file on my computer to share it.
Oh my God. Well, you're going to have to make up a new one.
I guess so. That's going to put me to work now because now I'm going to have to make a whole new one.
Even when you're on vacation, you got to work.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we're going to hear the news from Jimmy Bell.
All right. JG58 said, get you smoke break. So I appreciate that. Hang on a second. Let me just hit this real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me warm this up. Okay, so what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to give you a lightning round of news. And whatever you hear, you can write it down, go look it up yourself, look into it a little bit more. I do know that someone asked about what our thoughts were with Davos, because Trump just did go to Davos. I will just say this. Trump kicked some globalist ass while he was in Davos.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'll say. I can back it up more with some videos next week if I need to. So hang on just a second. Damn. I don't know what happened. It didn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I don't even know if it's on or not. Sorry. So, okay.
Non-smoker. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah, so let's go on to Thursday. Toll in Iran's protest crackdown reaches at least 5,002 dead as Trump says U.S. armada approaching. So you're probably going to hear in the media that, oh, we're getting ready to start a war in Iran. But the Khomeini regime is killing people. This is what they do when people protest. Trump says Board of Peace is withdrawing its invite to Canada. I'll tell you right now, I want to look more into this Board of Peace thing because something doesn't set well with me on this. I need a little more information to feel a little bit better about it.
No. Hello.
Hello, heart on a trigger.
Matthew just joined. Hi, Matthew.
Hello. Hey, Ruby. How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Jimmy Bell. Big fan of the show. Big fan of everybody here. You guys do a great job.
Thank you, sir.
It's such an honor to be
Appreciate
on here. Yeah, no problem. Keep doing what you're doing. Just wanted to say that. Just wanted to see, how y'all were doing. And ooh, is that a cigar? Nice, Jimmy.
No, it's my vape that has some alternative material in it that's not hitting the way it's supposed to right now.
I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, hopefully you'll get a buzz going here soon, buddy. I believe in your vape. But anyway, I just wanted to say hi to everybody.
Did you have some thoughts on tonight's show?
I wasn't here for much of it, but yeah, everybody, just real quick. Yeah, Trump should be the dictator that he's made out to be, which is sad that he's not. It's okay, guys. When I get into office, when I'm president, I will build the wall. I will throw commies out of helicopters. Elaborate.
I'm with Ruby. I'm like, if Trump would actually do the crap that they say he's doing, oh my God. Right? Bring it on.
Oh my gosh.
I'll probably join the show next time you guys are on. It's about nighttime for me. I have popcorn in my mouth right now, so.
Well, thank you for joining, Matthew.
Thank you.
Jimmy's gonna do like his headlines, and then we're gonna wrap it up. But it's so nice to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Stick around for the news.
Do I have any here?
What
was that, Dallas?
No, he
Dallas, what?
just muted himself. He just muted himself.
Oh.
He's back.
Okay.
Dallas,
back.
go ahead. What did you say?
I just had to greet Jimmy and Matt and tell them that we enjoyed having him with us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay,
You
go
take
ahead,
care.
Jimmy.
Well, I finally got it to work.
There you go.
All right. Jack Smith testifies to Congress. Scotty Marr 10, Patriot video creator, dies at 46 from heart failure. That was a big thing in the Anon community this week. The U.S. officially withdraws from the World Health Organization. Yay. Microsoft experiences a massive outage. That was last week. Like I said, this was Thursday of last week. TikTok finalizes deal to form new U.S. entity to avoid ban. I'm not real thrilled on who took that over. Japan PM Takachi dissolves parliament, paving way for snap election. Trump says U.S. should have tested NATO by invoking Article 5. Do y'all know what he was referring to there? Remember when our southern border was being overrun during the Biden administration? What if NATO would have been called on to protect our border?
Oh, yes. I heard that.
Yeah. So that's what he was talking about there.
Yeah.
More than 200 million Americans braced for powerful winter storm. 3 people involved in Minnesota church protest are arrested. The little pawns, the mafia guys that did the hit. Capitol hearing erupts in chaos as Fanon clashes with activists. Okay, so that was Thursday. Friday, Brazil's Lula says Trump is attempting to create a new UN. This is in response to the Board of Peace. However, I think the UN needs to go away anyway because it's bullcrap and has not done anything worthwhile. Minnesota AG Keith Ellison accuses White House of politics and retribution. Well, Mr. Keith Ellison, Donald Trump did say, "I am your retribution." So get over it. Trump warns U.S. Armada heading to Iran. Russia and Ukraine hold joint peace talks with the U.S. Gas explosion, fire on top floors of New York City apartment building. Trump admin defense strategy tells allies to handle their own security. Nice. Epstein's inner circle, Les Wexner, Darren Indicate, and Richard Kahn subpoenaed to testify before House Oversight Committee. Didn't hear nothing about that this last week, did y'all? U.S. hits 9 tankers with sanctions over Iranian oil. Barry Weiss takes hiatus from podcast as turmoil mounts at CBS News. Car crashes into Detroit area airport entrance, injuring 6. Mamdani clarifies New York City won't check immigration status for child care enrollees.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. FBI arrests ex-Canadian snowboard Olympian turned drug lord. I saw that. I didn't know who that was. But just saw him get arrested. Massive sewage spill flowing into Potomac River upstream from Washington. All right, let me take a break. Any thoughts on the first 2 days, Thursday and Friday of last week? Anything catch your
Nah.
Not really?
No.
Okay. All right. 3 people, this is for the weekend. 3 people found dead in New York City amid sub-freezing temperatures. U.S. security agreement for Ukraine is 100% ready to be signed, Zelensky says. Federal agent shoots and kills man in Minneapolis. U.S. airlines and airports have massive weather delays. Striking New York City nurses, hospitals reach agreement to maintain health care benefits. Vance calls Minneapolis unrest engineered chaos after deadly shooting, and I think we're all in full agreement that is the case. Trump says U.S. used secret weapon to disable Venezuela equipment in Maduro raid called the, oh my God, discombobulator. He called it the discombobulator. Did the discombobulator? That's funny. Silver above $100, gold above 5,000. These are huge. That's huge news. Democrats vow to oppose Homeland Security funds. Trump calls on Congress to pass legislation ending sanctuary policies. And appeals court declines to order lower court to sign arrest warrant against Don Lemon. And to finish it up, Monday, Bovino, some Border Patrol agents to leave Minneapolis. Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino returning to position in El Centro. Trump threatens to hike tariffs on South Korea goods to 25%. Trump strikes a positive tone on Tim Walz after phone call. U.S. carrier strike group enters the Middle East region. Trump says DOJ and Congress are looking at Republican Ilhan Omar in Minnesota. Chair of CDC's Vaccine Advisory Committee questions polo shot recommendations. Carney walked back Davos comment and call with Trump. Clinton and Obama urge Americans to speak out and take action after Minneapolis shootings.
Oh, shut up, please.
Lightning injures 89 at rally for former Brazilian President Bolsonaro. Explosion at a cookie factory in central Greece kills at least 4. All 6 on board private jet presumed dead after crash at Maine airport. Gunman storms Mexico football pitch and kill at least 11 people. So, and that airplane thing that happened, the people that were on board were associated with a law firm out of Houston that were taking high-profile cases, and some of the cases they were taking were people coming out and speaking out against the fraud in Minnesota, and they ended up dead in a plane crash.
Okay, so this was CIA.
Probably.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Let me share that real quick. Let me share that last piece of news because I did pull that. Let me share that with you guys real quick. Share screen.
I'm never taking a plane ever again. After I found out all these little psyops with planes, I'm never taking a plane ever again.
All right, here we go. Let's see.
I gotta share it. Okay, go ahead.
About that private jet that crashed this weekend. Spoken about that private jet that crashed this weekend. So a private jet crashed in Maine this weekend, killing 7 people. And on that private jet was a couple of people from a very unlike law firm, Arnold and Etkin. And if you jump down a rabbit hole and find out what cases Arnold and Etkin had, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. See, I'm going to say a couple of things without saying. So this fatal plane crash happened during a snowstorm. And of course, we all know that was a horrible snowstorm. But it's a couple of things that don't make sense with this accident and crash. Again, 7 people lost their life. I need you to remember this. These people was from a Houston law firm. These people had very high-profile cases. And in these high-profile cases, they came out on top, big time, a couple of times. And just recently, they started picking up clients that were complaining about a certain group of people. I'm not going to say it. Think Minneapolis, Minnesota. Think all of the things that's been going on lately. So they take on these clients, and this is who they're so-called fighting against now. And now let's get back to the plane crash. Word is, in the cockpit, before that plane crashed, a voice could be heard saying, "Let there be light." Oh, and last but not least, all of this happened on runway 33. Remember the number 33.
Oh my gosh.
What did I say? The beginning 2 and 33.
Whoops.
Okay.
Yeah. Why do they always do this? I'm done with the puzzles. I'm done with the connections. I'm tired of it already. Like last year, I was like, ooh, whoa. But I'm done. I'm tired. Why they keep doing this?
Because it's a religious belief system that they have to tell you. That's why.
Yeah, they have to tell you.
It's part of their belief system. They believe they're going to get inequities from it, and if they don't do it, then the negative karma will come back to them.
Karmic
society and their covenant. That's exactly why they do what they do.
And which religion is this?
The occult.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I'm going to say the occult, but that's basically any ancient religion that they claim doesn't exist that worshipped ancient demons like Baal, Bel, Baphomet, all that stuff.
Yeah.
All those guys are in that.
Okay, and they believe this sort of weird thing with numerology and confessions. I guess they
Yeah,
have
all that spell work, and they believe that when they do the inequities, inequities are like
They do
different
this
things.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like praising themselves to the deity, showing something, the hand gestures, the abuse of children, all that stuff is inequities. And the more they do, it's basically like a battery. So when they ask I'm just gonna say what it is, a demon to do something for them, money, power, whatever, it drains the demon. In order to interact with the natural world, this is the belief system. Okay, I'm not telling you if it's true or not, just so the audience is aware.
Right.
What they're saying is what their belief system is, they're draining that energy. In order to replenish that energy for the demon, they have to do inequities. Think of it as a battery. The demon is a battery. You're siphoning his energy. You have to give it back to him. Now, if you take his energy because it's a demon, so in witchcraft, whenever you do something, there is a price to pay.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
And that's
Right.
the exact same. So if you break it all down to the very simplest form, it's referred to as Nephilim magic. All this stuff goes back to Nephilim from the Bible.
Yep.
Okay.
And to answer one of the things that said, "What is up with 33?" That is the highest level of Freemasonry that you can go to. Says 33 is the highest degree of Freemasonry, which ties into a lot of what Bo is talking about. Bo also said that there is a price to pay. So when these people, your celebrities, your sports stars, your politicians, when they sell their soul, they have to pay a price. And in some of these, it involves the unaliving of a family member, Michael Jordan. Then you have the firstborns being turned to trans. Look at what is it, Magic Johnson's son, and all these other celebrities that got all these little trans kids out there because they don't want to sacrifice them. They don't want them to be unalived, but they have to pay the price, and now they have to change the genders. That's all it's all part of what Bo's talking about.
That's part of Baal worship. So worshipers of Baal would do that to their children. Okay. And then that's also why a lot of religious group leaders molest children. That's also a priest of Baal or Bel, depending on how you want to look at it. They'll be both. They can be interchangeable. The abuse of the children is a ritual that they used to produce, or they not produce. They used to do. It's not like a theory. This is something that they did, and this is also really common with like Nordic gods and stuff. Like this abuse of people is very common in those ancient religions.
Maybe what we should do later, Bo, is maybe you head up a discussion on that on the show, because I'm sure there's a lot of our viewers that don't know this stuff. They may have an idea of some of it, but you're pretty well versed in this. It might be a segment we ought to do.
I would definitely like to do that. That would be great. If you guys are interested, if your audience is actually interested in that, they want to hear that, I will definitely be willing to share that information with you.
For those still in the live chat, can you put down in the comments yay or nay on Bo covering something like this in our future episodes?
Please.
Yay or nay, please. There's still a few of you out there still watching.
Yeah, definitely let me know. Or I'll also do like a poll as well on YouTube, because I'm definitely interested, and I also want to know more of how does those things connect into modern times. That's really where I'm at, is because I do know that those things exist. I get that, but why in America? Why in government? Why in like our life, like the way they mess with us mentally, psychologically, emotionally, and in that spiritual, spiritualism and stuff like that, is like, why mess with us? That would be my question.
I'm looking up something. Amendment Plague for Waltz. I've made the comment before that we are in a spiritual war. When I've said this isn't left versus right, I really do mean that. It's not left versus right. This is good versus evil. And the evil that we are fighting and that some of the pawns are protecting is this evil that Bo is referring to. This is what they're protecting, and they don't even know it. So when Bo says it's ignorance, yeah, that's exactly what it is. And it looks like we have a very good support for this. So yeah, the chat
Yeah, I
saying,
love you guys saying yay.
Yes.
So I do want to say something before that goes down. I will warn you, when I go to do this, you're gonna have technical difficulties.
yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you that
Okay.
right now.
Here's a picture.
Every single time I deal with this, there's technical difficulties every single time.
Y'all see that picture?
Yeah, I know of it. Yep.
That is what's on the plaque for Tim Walz in the State House in Minnesota.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. You see, this is the point in time where my Christian nationalism would come out screaming, because that should not be allowed in America. Those are idols, and that's exactly what the Ten Commandments. Well, literally, what we're not supposed to be having idols or none of that. And to me, that's an idol that should be banned. It should be burned. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Exactly. Like, this is a Christian nation.
So
it's an idol, and it's in the office of old Tim Walrus.
Yeah. Yeah, it all ties together. All this stuff that Bo's referring to with the political environment, everything. It's so deep that people don't even realize. And that's why it's so easy for the media to distract folks with this headline or this event or this psyop or this false flag, because they're really trying to keep people from learning this deeper stuff. And I'm telling you, it can be disturbing to find out some of this stuff, but after a while, you got to know if you people had seen some of the pictures I've seen about what they've done to kids, oh my.
Yeah, I don't consume that, because that can ruin your mental health. But I do want to know kind of more of the basics of why this is infiltrated into our system, because it's actually the person that, like you said, sold their soul, or they give something up. It's all witchcraft. Like, it's all Satanism. So it's the person that actually has to commit the ritual, has to do whatever it takes. And those are the people that I'm trying to say, get them out of here. Like, it should not be allowed at all. But, I'm excited to see what Bo has to say. If you do bring an outline or a script or maybe a video.
So what I'll do is I'll get images and then talk about it and then do it on your guys' show. But I think I'm gonna need a little bit of time, because I'll be honest with you, I've done videos and stuff, and I have some of them on my channel that have some of this stuff, but I'm gonna have to go back and then put it together, because to share with the audience, to explain it like the way it should be done. I want to make it like so you understand why they do what they do, and you understand how you can see it, how you can notice it, how you see it in the government, how you see it in literature, how you see it in your food.
Yep.
And you'll find out so much stuff. And
there's
there's
occult symbols on Oreos.
What? Oh, no. Okay. This is crazy. So you know what? Let's do it for like 2020, like summer of 2026. Will that give you enough time? Like summertime?
I'll just need a couple of weeks. The other reason is I had a bunch of things taking place over the last couple of weeks with family members and stuff. And then I'll tell you guys right now, I'm really sick right now.
Oh no.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
but it's not like that. It's just like when I was traveling to Boston and coming back, I got sick. I got like the cold or flu or whatever.
No, you got COVID.
I'm not super like I'll be honest. I took medicine so I could
Oh, I hope you get
I'm
better.
so sorry to
I sounded
hear
like
that.
if you guys would have been talking to me this morning, I just sounded like a booger monster. So
Oh, that sucks. Damn. Okay, so definitely get better, and then just let me know whenever you want to do it. Just email me.
Please do get better.
if you would like, Ruby,
Yeah.
maybe I could, because remember I told you I would have a conversation with you, and then I
Yes,
couldn't
please.
because I had to leave out of state and everything.
Yes.
I'll have a conversation with you privately, and then you can pick and choose what you want your audience to hear.
Yes.
Be
Okay.
good?
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that would work.
So there's just a little tidbit right there of the Oreo cookie. Look into that.
And what? And that's the cross of what was it?
Cross of Lorraine.
Cross of. Okay, so who's Lorraine? Okay, I'll Google this on my own because it's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
be
what I'm saying.
it's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's something. Yeah, yeah. Well, let's give final thoughts and then get the song keyed up for our outro. Dallas, you got anything? Final thoughts for this evening?
Well, it is true. I do agree on that one about there being 3% patriots and 97% loyalists. I agree on that one.
Thank you, Dallas. Appreciate that, buddy. Thank you for joining the chat tonight.
And also that Ilhan Omar, that her middle name is Trader is her middle name. And certain ones.
Or brother lover. There's that.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
Who's
gosh.
right? Who's that one?
Oh Lord. Damn. Okay. Thank you, Dallas, for joining. I love when everybody's here. Oh, thank you to Gail and thank you to Jesse and who else? And Bo and Jimmy and everybody in the chat. Who's next? Bo, any last thoughts?
No, I don't really have anything. I think I kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, I'll be the audience here. I'm very excited to share that information with you guys because honestly, I think that's basically what my entire channel is about.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of his videos. He does a good job with that stuff. You still there, Bo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Were you
he's
done?
good.
Yeah. No. That's it. I don't
Yeah,
really
he's
have
done.
much to say tonight. You guys did a really good job in explaining everything.
Awesome. Well, I just want to say I appreciate everybody that tunes in and watches the show. Thank you, guys. If you feel that the information that we provide is useful, valuable, and educational, please share that with others. Currently, we have about 300 people through the week that end up watching us. So we want to say thank you to everyone who takes the time out of their schedule to watch what we do. Again, if you ever disagree with us or you have questions or whatever, we invite you to come on, and we can have a debate. We can talk about things respectfully to one another. So we do invite that. So we want to make sure that, we don't get accused of being a echo chamber or being part of the cult of Trump because they won't let no opposing views come on. So, but yeah, come on. If you're brave enough, come on. we'll have that conversation. But anyway, so I just want to say thank you to everybody. And we'll just keep doing the best we can to keep bringing you information as we move on with this little thing we got going on in the world right now.
Yeah. And the last thing I would say is be the penguin. And I'm going to show you a clip of what that means. Wait. Let me turn on the volume so you could actually hear it.
But one of them caught our eye, the one in the center. He would neither go towards the feeding grounds at the edge of the ice, nor return to the colony. Shortly afterwards, we saw him heading straight towards the mountains, some 70 kilometers away. Dr. Ainley explained that even if he caught him and brought him back to the colony, he would immediately head right back for the mountains. But why?
And you guys can interpret that any way you want. Me to watch it I had to watch it of like 10, 20 times to understand that penguin. And it went viral again on the internet. And I feel like I am that penguin. I'm going for the mountains. I don't want to be in the colony anymore. I'm done with all of this. I'm just gonna go to the mountains. I'm gonna be the only one. If I'm the only one, then I'm the only one. But I'm done with it. I'm done with all of it. I'm the penguin now. And I want you guys to be that penguin too. So
Isn't
that's
that
my
penguin going off to die?
yeah. I mean, so you could interpret it however way you want, but the essence of the penguin lives in me. Like the spirit of the penguin. I resonate with that penguin so much. It's like I'm done with all the noise. I'm done with it. Even if you catch me and try to bring me back, I'll still go back to the mountains.
The penguin broke away from the Matrix.
Exactly. And I feel that penguin. I feel him in my soul. So
All right, I'm gonna have to look this up. Thank you for the penguin.
definitely it's going and it went viral a couple of times throughout the years, but now it came back at a time like this.
I actually saw something about that earlier on X. I was like, what's up with the penguin thing? I gotta look that up, find out what's going on. So
yeah, it's all over the place. So definitely watch that and see what people are saying. But I love it. I love that penguin. And now Jimmy has an outro for us.
yes, this song is called Blissfully Blind. It describes a lot of what we see going on with some of our family, our friends, our coworkers. And yeah, so hope you enjoy it. If you enjoy the songs at the end of the show, go over to my YouTube channel, click on playlist, and you will find songs that I made for the UPC. And if you're still want to look at some Watchtower stuff, I have some very angry songs about Watchtower on my playlist as well. I will go ahead and forewarn you, there is adult language warning. So let's just leave it at that.
Yes. But also another side note is that this is just temporary. I have a lot of work to do and restructured season 3. So we're still in the early days of the UPC. So please understand, like, this is just temporary, but we're having fun together. So we're going to have fun through it. And we're just listening to Jimmy's music. And then we're going to get a proper outro. But for season 3, we're going to listen to this music. And I've never heard of this. So I am going to listen to the new songs with you guys so we can have a live reaction in the chat together. And this is all Jimmy, the beats, the lyrics, like this is all Jimmy. And I sometimes bite off of him and I will make a cover song of it. So we're just having fun here. We're just going to listen to it together. Let me know how you guys feel about it in the chat. And then we'll figure this out, like how we're going to do a real, outro, it is all under construction. I have a lot of work to do.
Oh, I do have something I want to say real quick.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jimmy, for the music. I created an intro for my channel with one of his videos.
Wow, yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, definitely.
Did y'all see that? Have y'all seen that yet?
I don't think I have, so I'm going to have to check out your channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Right.
It's cool. Pretty good.
Awesome. Okay,
Good night,
guys.
everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Scrolling through the feeds at night, swallowing every manufactured lie. Can see the strings that pull them tight, too damn comfortable to question why. Head down in the sand, breathing deep, living in their program sleep. Don't show them the cracks in the wall. They'll curse your name and watch you fall. They love their chains, they love their cage, addicted to the scripted page. You try to wake them, they just rage, blissfully blind in their golden age. They'd rather hate than see the truth. They'd rather fight than face the proof. Cognitive dissonance is their sword, and ignorance is their reward. You can lead them to the water's edge, show them everything that's fucking wrong, but they'll just mock you on the ledge, keep dancing to their master's song. They wear their bias like a crown, drag anyone who speaks out down. Don't pierce their bubble, don't you dare. They'll gaslight you and say you're scared. They love their chains, they love their cage, addicted to the scripted page. You try to wake them, they just rage, blissfully blind in their golden age. They'd rather hate than see the truth. They'd rather fight than face the proof. Cognitive dissonance is their sword, and ignorance is their reward. A slave they choose to slave. The system's theirs to keep. Proud, so goddamn proud. Their heads buried in the crowd. They mock what they don't understand. They fear what they can't command. Reality's too hard to face, so they retreat to their safe space. Call you crazy, call you mad, but seeing through the shit they've had. They love their chains, they worship lies. Can't stand to open up their eyes. The Matrix has them hypnotized, and they defend it till they die. They'd rather hate than see the truth. They'd rather burn than face the proof. Their prison cell feels just like home, and they will never ever roam. Let them sleep. Let them sleep. Some souls are buried way too deep. Let them sleep in their defeat. The awakened walk